Classic. Never get tired of listening to it. Just in time to express that opinion as it flips over to the title screen. Okay, here we are again. I have a second save file on the continue screen. And that is because I tried to stream this on Saturday. And I'm not really sure what exactly... So, like, the whole day, no problems. Internet was fine. Did my homework, everything else. Then, about 7 o'clock rolls around. I'm getting ready to stream. Cole's on his computer doing his own thing. Spectrum truck. Spectrum is our internet service provider. Shows up across the street from the house. Guy's talking on his radio to somebody out the window as I look because all of a sudden our internet goes out. I'm like, I don't know what compelled me to look out the window after our internet went out. But I tried to get it back up running. Wasn't working for like 10-15 minutes. I looked out the window and there's just a guy from our internet service provider sitting in a truck across the street talking to somebody on the radio. He's talking, and then he gets back into his truck and he flips a couple of switches, and then our internet comes back on. And then he leaves. I'm like, did you do this explicitly to spite me, or are you here because we're using a lot of bandwidth on specific days and you're trying to figure out who's doing it so you can throttle me? I don't know the answer to that question, but if it ever happens again, you bet your ass I'm going to call them and be like, what in the goddamn hell are you doing? And why are you doing? And please stop it, because I don't want you to be doing. So that's my sob story for the day. Yeah, I don't know what the hell they were thinking, Conker. It's too easy to be a coincidence that he shows up at the exact moment when I start streaming and just gone. Internet connection dead for 15 straight minutes. Like, across the street from the house. It's like, no, there's no way that could be a coincidence. Like, there's got to be something up there. I don't know what it is, but I don't know if I'm going to do any investigation because I don't know if it'll ever happen again, but it was weird. As well, hello, Conker. It's going good. How's it going for you? Just about to get started. Like I mentioned, I have 2 save files here. I really didn't do too much, honestly. I think it would be worth it to just boot this one up, because this is the one that I had from the 15 minutes of gameplay that I managed to do before the stream cut out on Saturday. And the only difference between the two is that in this one I went back to Lizard Rock to take care of the 4 battles with those fish that we usually do in order to get the miniature stats. Sorry, my neighbor's dogs are having a frenzy, and that, as a result, my neighbors are having they've been really, I don't know what it is, but the last 2 days they've been really going at it out there. Like, not even just the dogs, the neighbors. I don't know what it is, but might be something in the air. I think the full moon is tomorrow, actually, so if my mom's whole theory about the full moon causing people to go insane holds any weight whatsoever, which I don't know, I don't study that stuff, then that might explain that part too. I'm full of theories today. I don't have a whole lot of answers, I guess. Dealing with the heat, as per usual, every summer. Yeah, no, I totally get that, honestly, Conker. I guess I've got one more story before we start, because I actually had to move. We have a pantry, a little pantry, and it's just a couple of cupboards where I keep my pasta. Now, my pasta, I switched to whole grain not too long ago, like probably a couple months back, just to kind of help out with my intake of whole grain, because I don't really eat a lot of it. Whole grain perishes faster than non-whole grain. And it occurred to me, after looking in my pasta bag earlier today and finding mold on pasta that is 5 days old, it might not be a good idea to keep it in a pantry cupboard that is directly above a stove. Not my smartest move. Didn't even honestly really cross my mind until I was like, hey, so yeah, no, hang on. It's really friggin' hot outside, and it's right above a stove. That is not a cool, dry place. That will never be a cool, dry place in the middle of the summer. I got to find a better spot for this. So I still don't know where I'm going to put it, but I got to find a better spot for it. Yeah, they're specifically not a good idea. No, definitely not. Maybe they're werewolves. You never know. Yeah, I mean, I suppose you just can't tell with people like what they're up to, but I don't know. I'm just going to keep living here because the alternative is living in a box, and if we're not careful, Surge might end up in that same situation. I'm going to use a lot of money today, so we won't exactly have a lot of the income, but hopefully we won't have to live in a box in Termina, because that's where we're going next. How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to Chrono Cross, the Stream Edition. How did I pull that full circle all the way back to here from that non sequitur? I don't know. Either way, last time I tried to stream on Saturday, as I've been talking about past few minutes. Didn't work out. Internet connectivity issues. So we're doing our second episode today. So that was the technical last time. Real last time we began our adventure. I played dumb for pretty much the whole stream, but not really much of a point fooling any longer. We have stumbled into an alternate dimension where everything, for the most part, seems pretty much exactly how it is back in the home world where Surge originally came from, except Surge has been dead for 10 years. And any pieces and parts that have extrapolated out from that have played out. There are also several other situations where it's like there's a binary going on where certain festivals going on that isn't going on in the home area, all that sort of stuff. The way that the game refers to it, I guess I'll just tell you now, because the game refers to it as, so the world that Surge came from is referred to as home world, and this world is referred to as alternate world. So if I ever say home or alternate, anything like that going forward, that's what I mean. If I'm saying alternate, I mean this world. If I'm saying home, I mean the other world. Okay, so just so that we're clear on that, now let's visit the biggest city on the island, Termina, because if anybody's going to know how to get me home, I would hope it's somebody in this city. I mean, it's a port town, so I don't know how many scholars are wandering around here, but hey, you never know. Yeah, it's kind of hard to go pick bellflowers when the dodo keeps eating people. I don't think that's the problem, actually. It's more like the ghost that we said we were exorcists for and then promptly left them in the dust and never fixed. Wonder if they got somebody else to work on that. Huh. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, bellflowers probably aren't exclusive to the valley down there. You don't know the half of it, man. So this Lord Viper guy is the reason why that Karsh dude was hunting for me. Excuse me. And Lord Viper, I mean, he's the Lord and his name is Viper, so... If this place is anything like the home world, there's going to be a Viper Manor around here. Maybe I need to have a chat with that guy. Ask him why he's ghost hunting, what he needs me for. Incidentally, that guy that was just talking to this lady about the bellflowers seems awfully important. Like, he's the kind of person that a lot of people like having around. I wonder why. No, ma'am, I just got here. Something like that, I guess you could say. Ah. I mean, I get that. Sometimes I feel my own age, but probably not for the same reasons. Don't know why you can get on these boxes, but you can. I love the bounciness of Termina's music. It really gives you, like, the bagpipes and everything in the background. It really just gives you this impression of just this, not necessarily cozy seaside town, but it's kind of bustling, even though there's NPCs walking around, but not, like, a ton, you know what I mean? No, this isn't Final Fantasy 12 or 13 or anything like that, but it gives you this sense of a bustle, even if it doesn't show it. Speaking of being in another world, your Final Fantasy V run is now in the second world, and the last job is Chemist. Nice. Chemist is fun. It's a little broken. Mix is pretty damn broken, but that will be fun to mess around with, so... I love Chemist. I mess around with it all the time, so... I wonder who he could be looking for. I don't think he's looking for anybody in particular. I don't think we find out, so... Either way... Okay. Surprise kid jump scare. What's it? Her name is Lena, actually. Are you right, or are you... How do I explain this to someone that wouldn't understand the fact that I've stumbled into an alternate dimension? Well, you don't gotta say it like you're jealous or something. She is jealous, isn't she? God damn it, Serge. Sorry about that. I don't know what's gotten into her. I barely even know who she is to begin with. Well, I mean, yeah, makeup is available to everybody. Something like that, I guess. So if you walk up these stairs, it triggers the next event. Well, you can trigger the next event, but I'm not going to do that just yet. As a matter of fact, I'd like to go this way first. Because Termina, being the next town in line, is the first place where you have access to a smithy. Not on this screen, but we'll find the smithy soon enough. So. Ooh, Viper Churros. I would imagine they're a... That doesn't sound like a churro at all. That sounds like you're gonna get holes in your stomach. Okay. What's a... You know, I don't think I want to know what a dragon's glory is. Uh-huh. Alright, well anyway. I think if I remember correctly, that guy's part of a side quest or something that you can do with his churros. I don't quite recall. But I did want to come over here to see this event, actually, because you need to see this event before this guy becomes a... He's not really a shopkeeper, more of a tradesman. We'll talk about what he trades in just a minute. Player characters are teens/kids. Of course they can get onto boxes. I mean, I guess that's true, yeah. Mixes you found is pretty busted. Found a way to farm prototypes before leaving World 1. Nice. Yeah, farming prototypes for dark matter is always a useful thing to do. If you've got access to... I forget, did you have Beastmaster so you can control them? Because you can control them to blow themselves up, and that's pretty funny. Then you get some dark matter, and hey, death potions a go-go. Is that a person in there? A real live... I think he mentioned that she's a mermaid. You're keeping a demi-human in a box like an object. What the hell is wrong with you? Please stop ogling her. She's a person. Well, maybe not by the standards of these people. You know, kid's got a point, actually. I don't think those kids were going to pay you for looking at the mermaid there, man. I was going to say, I don't think there's enough people around for that to make a difference, Korcha. Are you going to beat him up? Nah, I just got here. Thanks for the advice, I think. Wonder what his deal is. Good question. Maybe it has something to do with you objectifying a mermaid. Well, anyway, you have to look at that scene and show the fact that this world is not particularly kind to demi-humans before you can talk to this guy again. And then after he's done talking about Korcha and lamenting the fact that he has probably ruined his business more than once, he'll trade with you. I don't know why we would want to encourage him, but we can trade with him, and it's actually pretty important that we do, because the trading post will let you trade for materials that you might not have access to for when you smith stuff. So, for example, I think we got a couple of fur. We got one fur over the course of the thing, but actually need 2 fur in order to make 3 fur, excuse me, in order to make all the materials that I need. So what you do excuse me, is you have a material, and then there's an exchange rate, and there's a number next to it. So like in this example, in order to trade for 1 fur, you need 16 levels worth of elements in order to trade for it. So if you select fur, it'll bring you to your elements that you don't have equipped, and then you can trade these in order to get the fur that you want. On paper, this is kind of an interesting system, but in practice, it pretty much just ends up being, hey, go to the element shop, buy tablets for 10 gold apiece, and then come back here and trade them in. So basically, each one of these is 10 times whatever number you see there. So if you want 1 fur, you're just trading 160 gold for it. So I don't know necessarily if I like the system, because it just feels like one extra menu, you know what I mean? But it's fine, because at the very least the shop is available, and it's the first place that you can get access to carapaces without having to kill really strong enemies right now. And that's good, because we're going to need them in order to smith some stuff in just a minute. So just wanted to reflect on that, because in a moment we're going to head up north there and find the smithy. So first, talk to the eyeballs in the tent. Bit annoying to do, but possible. Same with what's its name under Castle Walls. Oh, got Knight, Summoner, Bard, and Chemist. So, let's see. Does that mean Romeo's Ballad for the prototype? I don't know which version you're playing, but I know the GBA version you can use Romeo's Ballad on all machine-type enemies, and that stops them. So, or you could come. I guess you could come in at critical HP, and then the Knight can cover and block stuff. But either way. Sure, why not? So the fortune teller has different things that she'll say for all party members across the whole game. You can bring any of the 45. I didn't mention that. There are 45. Actually, I think I did mention that. There are 45 recruitable party members in this game, although on any given save file you can only have about 35 of them unless you're in New Game Plus, because certain ones are mutually exclusive with one another. But you can bring any of them to the fortune teller and she'll tell you, just some exclusive dialogue about them. I don't think it changes across the game, though, so... Let's get Serge a reading. He probably needs it more than anybody else. Not really. How's that possible? Yeah, fair enough. Let's get Poshul a reading. Also from a different world, so this might be... Oh, okay. That wasn't that was a little more vapid than Surge's. Let's get Lena a reading and then we can move on. Oh my god. Wow, how wooed. I think we're good actually. Yeah, so you can come back to the tent at any point in time in the game and it'll talk about kind of just some flavor text really for the characters. Alright, so I've presented the fact that there is a trading shop where you can trade for materials. Now let's find the smithy so we can talk about what we can use those materials for, and then I will present you with the coup de grace, which will show how we can make stuff. Oh, nice. Well, that's a good dream, kid. Seems like a good first step. I wonder if that does anything later. I don't actually remember if that does anything later now that I think about it. Oh, hang on, the smithy's right here. I was getting ahead of myself. We're going to go visit the biggest house in town, but not yet. Hello? There we go. Sometimes I forget that you have to, like, push into the door and press the activate button in order to open it. So... Oh, so you guys have got some premium items then, huh? Alright, let's take a look. So... we could only really forge stuff made of ivory back in Arnie because, I mean, they were fishermen, so all they're going to be able to carve is stuff from fish bones. Here, you have a bit of a different story because you can forge not only copper weapons, which are an upgrade, the next tier above ivory, you can also forge iron weapons, or steel, as the case might be, which are the tier above copper. The problem is we don't have any iron, so, I mean, obviously, at this point, it's like, okay, well, we'll just make copper weapons and make do for a little while. Hold your horses. We may be able to get our hands on some iron sooner than you might think. But yeah, so they can make a ton of different weapons because there's a ton of different types of characters that you can gain access to very shortly, actually. And they equip a whole myriad of different weapons. So sometimes it's a little bit worth it to just kind of be like, okay, well, you know, look at what you can make, and then know for a little bit later, okay, well, I can just make that stuff when I come out. As for armor, they can also make bronze and iron armor pieces. So bronze vest, bronze mail, iron mail. The difference between vests and mails, not really much of a difference in terms of defense stats. The mails give you more defense, but they also give you less evasiveness. Now, it's not much evasiveness. It's like, I think vests give you like 3% more evasion than mails, so it's really not a substantial amount. The difference that I care about is the fee. The fee for an iron vest is only 420 gold, whereas the fee for an iron mail is 560 gold. You can save a decent chunk of money just making vests. Now, a lot of people probably won't recommend that you do that because it's like, well, the evasiveness doesn't do anything. It's like, listen, I'm not worried about the evasion right now. I'm worried about my pocketbook. So, oh yeah, and then you can also make bronze and iron helmets here. I do want to make some bronze helmets, and we're going to disassemble our ivory helmets in order to get some screws so we can make them, but for now we don't have enough copper to really do a whole ton with that. Do you have anything to sell? Those are equipped. Nope. And nope. Okay. We'll be back. Yeah, that is the question. Where do we get some iron? Because some of those things would be pretty valuable. Lena and Surge could get a pretty solid upgrade out of this. I say that because Poshul has just about had it. I think pretty soon Poshul's going to be sitting in the reserve party members slot. Yeah, so how do we get some more iron? Well, let's go visit the largest house in town and maybe we can figure that part out, because if anybody's going to have access to premium materials, it's the guy that has the biggest house. So, GBA version, to be honest, didn't have anyone as a bard while you were farming, but if you did, it probably would have been easier. No, mainly use 2 different mixtures, take it down, plus summoning Rama for extra damage. Turtle Shell Antidote, yeah, and Maiden's Kiss Turtle Shell, 3 of those. Okay, yeah. Turtle Shell Antidote is the one that reduces defense, if I remember right. Maiden's Kiss Turtle Shell is... I don't remember what that one is. But there you go. Turtle Shell Antidote Mix allowed you to do damage and actually kill the Jackanapes. Oh, nice. Yeah, Jackanapes is tough at that in World 1, so usually you don't fight it until World 2. Excuse me. Master Go? Oh, okay. So Go has gone. Fair enough. I guess we'll go look for whoever the young master is. I don't think there's anything in this room, actually. At least not yet. Oh. Artwork that we can look at if we so choose. Fair enough. Yeah, I've used Turtle Shell Antidote myself a little bit. It's pretty good. Gives you a little bit of a debuff to work with, so that's not terrible. Pretty nice. Oh, yeah, Maiden's Kiss Turtle Shell. Is that the Succubus Kiss or something like that? Super powerful HP drain, did around 1300 HP worth of damage with each use of the prototype. Yeah, because I think it has a really high spell power or something like that. I don't use it very often, because usually when I have a chemist, I usually stick them on a ninja and a chemist. So usually it's like, okay, I could use this Succubus Kiss, or I could just throw a shuriken. So, it's the same one. That's the name? Yeah, okay, got it. I don't know. I'm from a fishing village, so I think it's good. I'm not an artiste. So the young master's name is Van, and his father's name is Go. That's just great. Uh-huh. Always off on business. Who are you off on business with, exactly? Can I talk about why it would be weird for him to be off on business yet? I don't think we know enough about the world of the El Nido Archipelago to say anything yet. Oh boy. That was a quick day trip then. He just comes to the house to berate you about being a painter, and then he just leaves. You gonna be okay, kid? I mean, I feel like he's doing it for material wealth. Well, either way, there's nothing we can do about Van and his father's little spat for right now. So we'll just head out. Didn't find any iron here, unless we check under the stairs. There it is, the Profiteer's Purse. It functions kind of similarly to like the Amulet coin in Pokemon. When you finish a battle with it equipped as an accessory, it gives you a little extra money. It's not much though. It's like 1%. I think if I remember correctly, it's between 1 and 15% extra gold. Now over the entire game, that will obviously add up. But there are two other things that you can do with the Profiteer's Purse in order to maximize its benefits. So I'll show you what those are right now. You have to pick between one of the two, but you know. And I mean, you could just equip it if you really want to, but I don't know. I find that by the time I actually need more money later on after this, money is pretty plentiful, so I don't really think it's that big of a deal. Likely end up switching everyone to Chemist to get Mix for the express purpose of self-healing. Yeah, and that's a good idea, honestly, because Mix is pretty great on its own, but being able to have it on everybody to get your heals in, especially with a party like that, yeah, no, that's pretty great. So, anyway, so two other things that you can do with the Profiteer's Purse. You can sell it, and it sells for a very large sum of money, which would be a pretty good pile of cash to just have on hand right away. You know, 3 hours into the game, 1,102 gold, nothing to sneeze at. However, I would recommend taking the third option, which is disassembling it. Because if you disassemble the Profiteer Purse, not only does it give you 3 bone, okay, big deal, excuse me, 3 copper, a little more of a big deal, but that last material is the kicker. It gives you 3 iron right now, and you can't get any more iron any other way until after the next dungeon. Let's do it. Alright, so we now have 3 iron available. So now all we need to do is figure out what we're going to forge. So let's figure out what we're going to forge. So I want to forge a steel swallow. We can do that right away with the iron and the humor and the 1 feather that we have. So let's just do that real quick. We have the money for that, so I'm not really worried about that. Now we could get an iron glove for Poshul as well. But like I said, I think at this point Poshul's just about had it. And pretty soon I'm going to probably be switching her out of the party to stick her in reserves. The extra strength that she has in HP is pretty good, but like when that's all she has, it's kind of like, you know, not really. I mean, this game is easy enough that it doesn't really matter what you do, but I'm planning on switching her out. That's the point. So, and the other thing that we can do is we could make Lena an upgrade, and I'd like to actually do that because Lena I'm going to keep in the party. So now here's the problem, though. We need a carapace in order to make her iron ladle. This is a copper besom, by the way, which a besom is like a broom, but it's specifically made from, like, it's a natural broom. It's made from twigs rather than, like, synthetic material. So the copper, I would imagine, is the handle or something. But the iron ladle is a stronger weapon than the copper besom. So we're going to make that for her. But we need carapace in order to do it. And unfortunately, you can't unequip her calcium, what is it, spatula? I think it is. In order to disassemble that to make a carapace for yourself right away. We'll be able to do that as soon as we make the iron ladle, but you need 1 carapace to get the whole chain started, so that's what we're going to go do. And then, other than that, what else have we got? I want to make an iron vest, because we have the fur, we have the iron, so we're going to use our 3 iron on 2 weapons and a piece of armor. And then we're going to make some bronze vests. We're going to need a couple more fur, so we need, what, 64 total tablets in order to make all the stuff that I need, right? Let's see. 1, 2, and then we're going to make some bronze helmets out of the ivory helmets that we have. We're going to disassemble those, so yeah, we'll do that. So make an iron vest. Now we got to go get our fur, and we got to go get our carapace. 2 fur, 1 carapace, that's what we need. So, let's go work on that. And actually, before I leave the shop, let's unequip our ivory helmets so that we can just disassemble those. Now, you'll notice that the Sea Swallow is Surge's starting weapon, but you cannot sell it. If you tried to sell it after this, it just won't show up in the menu. Keep that in mind, because later on, there's a reason for that. You'll be able to use it for something. So. But anyway, so we're going to give Surge the Steel Swallow. We'll give him the Iron Vest, because he's our main damage dealer, so might as well keep him hale and hearty and healthy. So we'll do that, but we'll unequip his ivory helmet so that we can turn it into something. Poshul, you can just kind of hang out and hang on to what you've got. I'll take the ivory helmet, though. So we can't disassemble the calcium spatula just yet. And I'll take that off of you as well. And then we got to make the 3 bronze helmets, so let's do that. And then we'll be good. His dad likely only wants to use paintings for money at this point in his life and can't see the beauty of things as well as he used to. Yeah, I think that's probably just the whole character arc, honestly. There's a lot of little character arcs in this game that you can discover, so. Neat that they use the periodic table acronyms for those weapons. Yeah, so it's the periodic table acronym, and then I believe the element number as well. So like Cu is element 29, copper, 26, Fe is element 26, which is iron, so. There's a little bit of that there. It's kind of, it's a two-part solution, right? It uses the periodic table thing, which is nice little flavor text, but it also saves space for the character limit that they have for each type of weapon, so they can name them longer things because they have more room to work with because they named them after periodic table elements. So it's like a double whammy there, so it's kind of neat. Anyway, we want to disassemble the ivory helmets that we have because they're each worth 1 screw. The bone I could care less about, but the screws are valuable, just like in Fallout 4. So we'll disassemble these. We have enough copper to make the 3 bronze helmets right now, so we'll just disassemble all 3 of these and then turn them into something a little more powerful. So let's do that real quick. Go like this. So that's out of the 5 copper we've got. We're going to use 3 of them on this, but that's fine. We're going to get a couple more bronze helmets, actually, before we're done with the next dungeon, I think. There's one in the next dungeon, and there's one in the place that we go after that. That's not really a dungeon. So we'll have a total of 5, and we'll be able to disassemble them for more screws if we so need to. Eventually, I'd like to upgrade them into iron helmets, but we're going to need more iron before we can do that. So, and I'd like to use the iron we have to make some weapons and then armor pieces instead. So that's the plan. Anyway, let's give... So we'll, like I said, we're probably going to be taking Poshel out of the party pretty soon, so we'll hold on to one of the bronze helmets, and we'll give everybody else... well, first let me do this. Then let's put the ivory vest on Poshel, because that one sells for less. So, and then we'll take that off once we're done. The ivory males, I think, sell for like 140 gold, if I remember correctly, so we can get a little extra cash out of that. Alright, so 2 furs and a carapace is what we need. We'll be back. But yeah, so this is the overall of how to solve that little... We had a couple of little problems that we can just solve by doing a little bit of legwork here in Termina. And it gives you a leg up, kind of, as well. It lets you be a little bit ahead of yourself, so... Oh, okay. Are you sure? Yeah, fair enough, actually. Mount Pyre, as the name might imply, is a volcano, so you're probably not going to go climbing that place. Actually, before I trade, let me see how many tablets I have on hand. Because basically what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take off everybody's tablets that they have equipped on level 1. Hang on. Do it like this. Remove tablet. There we go. And then we can use those in order to get the carapaces and all that other stuff. The carapace and the fur that we need. I'm probably also going to trade our multiples of like Fireball and Photon Ray and Uplift. Maybe not Photon Ray because we can use that in the next dungeon against one of the bosses. But probably the Fireball and the 2 uplifts that we have that are excess, I'll probably get rid of those. I could probably also get rid of the Aqua Beam, honestly, because we have Ice Lance, so I don't know if Aqua Beam is particularly helpful. Excuse me. So, I don't know. We'll figure it out. You could also sell your elements for profit if you really want to. But, I don't know. At the moment, that's not really necessary. Maybe later when the monsters start dropping elements for us, but for now, Alright, so we need 2 fur. So, you can take, I think it's just X, right? Yeah, and you can hold down the X button and it'll trade it in all the way for you as well. So there you go, there's 1 fur. Let's trade him this. By the way, what this trades for is the level of the element. So, since Fireball is level 1, it will only give 1 point towards all this. But if I was trading Heal, it would give me 2 points towards this item. So, but I'm not going to do that because Heal is pretty good, so we're just going to kind of leave that the way it is. Can I get to the next fur? No, I don't think so. Alright, so let's go buy some more tablets. So we've got 1, 2, 3, And then 10 is 13 out of the 48 that I need. So we need another 13, 48, 35. We need another 35 tablets. 350 gold. Money well spent. And again, it's just pretty easy to kind of just go to the element shop and trade for tablets because they're the cheapest thing that you can buy. They're widely available. So it's pretty easy to just go do that and trade them for the materials. It's one of the reasons why I'm kind of like, yeah, I don't know if I like this system because it just, again, it feels like one more menu. So. Oh. I think it's just because you're a kid, so you just don't have the space for it, honestly. Like, you don't have the larger element grid like the adults do. Then again, do the adults get star levels? Questions that we won't get an answer to. About that. Yep, definitely her cousin. Absolutely. Wow, she swoops in like a hawk. I don't think they ever tell you what she just gave Lisa, but yeah, so if you have Lena in the party at any point later on in the game, you can bring her here, and her and Lisa will just kind of shoot the shit and bounce off of each other, so... She was quick to try to set up a date. She was like, yeah, okay, well, hey, if he's not taken, hey, I'm jumping in. What's the worst that could happen? But yeah, so as you can see, tablets, the cheapest thing that you can purchase here. There's some pretty decent elements here as well. You could grab yourself an Arrow Saucer, level 2 spell, which we don't have access to currently, unless you... I think one of the paths lets you get access to it. Electro Jolt, Ice Lance. Magma Bomb's not bad either to have multiples of because it hits all foes, which is surprisingly uncommon for stuff that you can equip on anybody. Later on, some of the elements, and actually I should mention this because I misunderstood or just kind of misrepresented things last time. Blue element characters, it's not that Lena specifically gets healing magic in her personal skills. It's that blue element characters, blue element innate characters, have access to blue element spells that are exclusive to them later on down the line, and some of those are some pretty strong healing spells. So Lena will be one of a few characters that can equip it, but not everybody can equip it. So that's I guess a better way of putting what I said there. So, all right, and then we need to have. I should probably also grab a few ointments and braces while I'm here. Just grab just about 5. I think that should be fine, just to have them. And then we said we needed 35 more of these, so... Let me think about this. If I spend 350 here, that's 600, 500 something. I need 420 to make the iron ladle, and... What else am I making? Bronze vests. I need 200 to make those. I should be able to sell the ivory mails in order to get enough money for this, so I think we should be fine if we do it this way. And then I don't have to sell any of my antidotes or ointments, or any of that other stuff. I probably don't need 15 of those, to be fair, but... Well, we already bought them, so... Lisa, you're tearing us apart! How can I... Well, I mean, I guess we could just... Why not both, right? I don't think I want to get that idea into Surge's head, though, because he's already got enough problems on his plate. Hello, Cefico. How you doing? Welcome back. We are exploring around Termina. I'm making items out of iron, even though we're 3 hours in and probably shouldn't have access to iron at this point, because I disassembled an item that I may not have... I probably shouldn't have, but I did anyway, so... And I think I actually went to the wrong place first, because I actually need to go and grab... I did not grab the fur and the carapace, ma'am. I am being absent-minded today. I will be back. You'd think at this point my head would be pretty clear about all this stuff, because I got all my homework done for the day. Like, I even have enough time after the stream to study a little bit for the exam that we have tomorrow. That's surprising. I didn't expect to have that kind of time, but I do. So, you'd think my head would be pretty clear about all this, but I already know that I don't remember a single damn thing about the next dungeon that we're going to, so... You know, we'll just wing it. It's fine. Alright, so fur. And then we'll get rid of this and that. And then... Yeah, I guess these aren't equipped, so I could use them towards it. And I mean, they're level 2, so they're pretty good to use towards it, but that's okay. do the rest of those. And then we need to do that to get a third fur, because we need... Hang on, how many furs do we need? No, we need all of those for the carapace. Hang on. Again, this is why I need to keep a clear head, because if I had done that, I would have had to reload, and that wouldn't have been so great. So, because we need the carapace to make the iron ladle, which we made the steel swallow. Let me look at my list. Here we go. We made the steel swallow. We need the iron ladle. We made the iron vest. We made our 3 bronze helmets, and we need to make 2 bronze vests. Yeah, so we need 2 fur and 1 carapace. But now that we have now that we have exchanged for a carapace right here, I don't think we'll need one again for the rest of the game, because if we need one to make the next item on the list, like after the iron ladle for Lena, we can just use the carapace we already have. Like, we can disassemble her old weapon and we'll have a carapace available so that we can just do it that way, you know. So. Yes, weren't you going to go trade the tablets first? Yes, I was. I completely forgot. What a good student. Are you raising your social links too? Trying. I don't really... Because it's a class that's like a summer class and there's only like 5 people in the class, it's... You'd think that would make it easier to make friends, but a lot of them are kind of just like... And I agree in some ways, honestly. I'm just kind of there to get the class done and over with and then leave. So, like... I guess social links are taking a back seat, but, you know... So my persona rankings are not exactly going to be the best, but hey... That sounds like a challenge. I'll take it. Iron ladle. Use that carapace to good use. We'll put the last of our iron to good use, and now I need to sell one of the ivory mails in order to make the next thing. No, I don't, because I can make the next bronze vest. We already made the iron vest, and I can make a bronze vest for 100. If I was making mails, I'd need 200 and more materials in order to make it. Not that most of these are very hard to get, but, you know, there you go. You can get more fur, by the way. You just have to kill more dingoes in Fossil Valley, and they'll drop it, but I only killed the one group, so I only got 1. So, you know, not really as good as I could have had, but that's okay. All right, we'll make that. We're just about broke, but that's okay. We need to make 1 more, and all we need to do in order to do that is equip one of those, and then we can sell the ivory mail that we equipped, or unequipped, in order to equip the vest, and then we can go from there. Let's also give Lena her beat stick now. There you go. And then equip that bronze vest, and now we have an ivory mail that we can sell. We have a calcium spatula that we can disassemble. And once we're done with this, we've got all of our upgrades in order, so that's good. But yeah, so as you can see, the calcium spatula disassembles into a bone, which we don't really need because we have 21 more of those already. And then 1 carapace, which will set us up for quite a while. So there you go. But everything else is equipped. You can't actually disassemble them if they're equipped, so that's just for your own knowledge. And then sell armor. Iron vest sells for 450. That's not bad at all, but we won't need to do that, so... do I have 2 ivory mails to sell? Yeah, because I equipped a vest and an ivory vest, an iron vest and an ivory vest, so yes I do. Matter of fact, so let's sell both of them. And then we'll have a little pocket change left once we are done making the other bronze vest right now, so let's do that. Armor, bronze vest. A little cash left, the last of our copper, the last of our fur. But we've made a whole bunch of good stuff to go into the next dungeon. We are stacked to the ceiling with items at the moment. Now, I don't think... Yeah, I've already got all the stuff on Lena that I want her to have for the moment, so that's fine. Why does her weapons... Why do her weapons always... Like, the calcium spatula was talking about how it could be used to, like, punish children if they misbehave, and this one's just... It's got the same sort of, like, language in the parentheses as that one did. What the hell, guys? If you think that's going to make the kids behave, I got news for you. There's data that suggests that that does not work. Yeah, they just want to get in and get out, exactly. That's the easiest way to grow your social links. A shared desire to get the course done with quickly. Yeah, you would think so. You would think so, because that would bring us together, but honestly, we pretty much just go there, get the class done, get the lab done, and go home. That's about it, so... It's tough sometimes, though. Like, I've found going back to school that it's somewhat tough to make friends because a lot of the students, like, are way below me in age. Like, at the moment, I'm 33, so, like, that's, you know, part of the problem is the fact that I didn't get this all done 10 years ago. Which, fair play, I suppose. But, like, I get there, and you know, some of these kids are fresh out of high school. If I had made different decisions in my life, I could be their father. Like, I've talked with my therapist about this, and she also doesn't know what to say about that. I don't know what to say about that. I don't know how to feel. But it's like, it doesn't exactly help when you're trying to make friends at school, you know what I mean? So you end up having to find the non-traditional students, which, you know, you do occasionally because we all sort of gravitate together because we're like, oh yeah, you've done this before, right? Yeah. So, but it does make it tougher to find friends. But yeah, it is what it is, you know. Do I need anything else before we go? Does that say Lisa's over the door? I just saw that as I was opening the menu. I have never known what that said. It looked like gobbledygook for the longest time, but I think it says Lisa's over the door. That makes sense, actually. Didn't think about that until just now. Excuse me. So yeah, you can also use these elements outside of battle. Tablets, like any item elements you can use outside of battle. So like tablets, ointment, braces, antidotes, and then I forget what the other one is, but you can use them outside of battle to heal permanent status ailments or HP, if you really want to. So there you go. Should we go explore this side? I don't feel like there's much going on this side for right now. I guess I can have a chat with people. Yeah, fair enough. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. I'm working here. What's your job, sir? Oh, okay. I love how Serge could just be like, you're not working, you're the overseer, you don't do shit. Termina Festival Special Live. Something, is that 10th anniversary? 18th? Something like that. Well, there is something over here. Might be 100th anniversary because there's a big 100 on that rug, but we don't need to come over here just yet. There's, we'll go back to the square, the central square, to that place that I talked about a minute ago where you can advance the story. As a matter of fact, before we do that, let me go outside and save real quick, because I just did a whole lot and I don't want to have to redo that whole... We've been at this for 50 minutes, so I don't really feel like redoing all of that. So, let's just set it up so we don't have to. There we go. When you went to college, there were 40 to 50-year-olds. It's never too late for education. Of course, they were laid off and had to start over. Yeah, and see, that's the thing too. Is that like a lot of the people that are there that are non-traditional is they're kind of in similar boats where it's like, well, I did this thing, but now I realized I hate it, and that's why I'm going back. So it's not exactly the same. They weren't laid off or anything, but like it's that sort of a situation. So. Look, man, sometimes people don't exactly learn about positive reinforcement and only learn about hitting kids for obedience training. You learn something new every day. Yeah, I hope that they learn that hitting kids for obedience training is not a good thing at all, because it's really not. Don't know why they don't let you save anywhere back in these days. Gotta step out of the town to have a smoke, I guess so. Yeah, I don't think you can save here, right? Yeah, no, you can't, because it's grayed out, so. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's, I don't know if it's something in the game's code, or if it's just sort of a matter of inconvenience, or if they're thinking, well, it's too easy, then you can just save right in front of the boss, and if you die, you can just retry. It's like, guys, we haven't had this situation come up just yet, but in Chrono Cross, you can run away in battle, just like every other RPG. The difference is you can run away in any battle in Chrono Cross, including boss fights, and it is 100% successful. Now, granted, you have to rewatch the cutscene before fighting the boss again if you do that, but if you get, like, sideswiped by a boss and you didn't expect it to happen and you're not prepared, you could just run away, get yourself prepared, and then watch the scene again and fight him when you're prepared, so. Huh. Well, let's check in with this guy since they made a whole deal of having him talk right in front of us, so. Well, yeah, with the festival, I guess everybody's gonna come here to look at this. Maybe. Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, he's not exactly made of bronze. Oh, nice. That's going to be a bit of a problem, because I'd like to have a chat with this guy, but if it's an impenetrable fortress, it's going to be hard to get in, isn't it? Huh. Well, damn, dude, you don't gotta rub it in. Great. Oh, well, she's back. Hello again. How much did you hear? I mean, I guess I'd like to know. Yeah, you know. Alright, well, fair enough. If you say no at this point, she just kind of... I don't remember if she forces her way into your party or not, but there's not really any reason to just say no at this point, because, I mean, we already have this impression of her, that she's either a thief or a bandit, or she just looks like one. So, okay, I'll take her help so that she can help us get in, you know? Whatever. I mean, he made it sound like it wasn't going to be easy to break into, but sure. Well, gee, like, I was thinking this would... I mean, I didn't think it was going to be an easy job to pull, but don't make it sound like it's life or death. A teleporter. Yeah, so if you have more than 3 party members, you can use the teleporter to look at your reserve party members and then switch them out at will. Just like saving, I believe you can only do it at a save point or on the world map, if I remember correctly. And they don't tell you how to use it, so that's just great. But yeah, so Kid now joins your party. The way that the characters speak sometimes crops up when they join your party as well. So I haven't really discussed that now, have I? There's the way that the game is coded, they wrote like an algorithm for the game's English translation where they didn't have to manually write in the words that the characters are saying when they say their accents, you know what I mean? There's like an algorithm written into the game's programming that says, this person speaks with an Australian accent, this dog speaks with a lisp, this person speaks normally, this person doesn't speak at all. So they wrote that into the game's code, and I think that's kind of neat, honestly. Like, it takes care of, because in the Japanese version, the characters would speak in dialects, depending on whether they're from the country or from the city or what have you. So to kind of have a similar sort of situation in the English translation, they said, okay, so let's write in a custom algorithm that'll let the characters speak in a dialect or an accent without us having to do all the extra work, because there are tons of lines in this game that are generic, quote-unquote. So, like, it won't matter who's in your party, the character that's there will say the line, and then the algorithm will warp that line to be whatever their accent says. So, like, if Kid's in your party and they say something to the likes of, what do you have for sale? It'll come out in an Australian accent because Kid's the one saying it. But if Lena was the one saying it, it would just say, what do you have for sale? Because Lena just speaks normally. So, I think it's an interesting way of solving... I don't know if it was a problem necessarily, but it kind of preserves the idea that the characters will speak in dialects without having to resort to doing it yourself manually. Like, English translation is usually on a pretty tight schedule, so that's, you know, credit to, I think his name is Richard Honeywell was the translator in this game, so credit to him for coming up with a solution like that. Yeah, teleport Sergio. She's gonna break and enter into your party, pretty much. They gave all that lore to the Green Pyramid save point, and I don't see him anywhere. I mean, there is one in the inn, but yeah, it's... I would prefer the save point getting more screen time, honestly, because I like the lore of the Record of Fate. I think it's interesting, so... Still kind of funny to go into a big boss fight, watch them give a monologue, then leave after they're done, leaving them dumbfounded. It's pretty great, yeah, actually. If I ever get blindsided, we might do that once or twice. But there you go. Alright, so this is the point in the game where you're offered a choice. We haven't explored all of the town yet. We haven't explored the... We can explore further to the left here. We can explore the bar, and we can also explore further into the blacksmith house. There are 3 different people in this city that can take you to Viper Manor. They have 3 different methods of getting you to Viper Manor, and whichever route you decide to take is the character that you'll recruit. The other 2 characters become unrecruitable for the remainder of the file. So. Oh. Wow, that's interesting. Yeah, I was gonna say, set yourself up so you don't lose your business here. Well, let's go down here because I don't see any docks anywhere, but there might be docks further down here. There's Korch's boat down there. Now, how do I get to him from here? I don't remember. Oh, I won't disturb them. So, I actually do have business here, so please piss off. But anyway, actually, if I remember correctly, we just head around here. And, well, there's a scene here with the guy that we saw back in the entrance and someone else. Is that a mermaid, or does she just like wearing really, really tight dresses? No flowers, huh? Like FF9 and Mother 3, making a save point a living character. Yeah, choose your Pokemon, NB&E method. Personally like the Cliffside Trek. I think we might do the Cliffside Trek. I'm not 100% sure yet. I'm kind of split, but we'll see. I think I'm kind of moving towards the Cliffside Trek right at the moment, but I kind of just do things automatically at this point. Genuinely. Like, that's how it goes. Okay. I mean, sure, I'm not using it for anything, so here you go. It's a flower. I mean, what was I going to get out of it? 1 gil? Wait, wrong game. Oh, fair enough. They're going to sprout here in the middle of the beach? That's surprising. Maybe at some point you'll catch up to him? Well, whoever this Dario character is, he seems to be pretty important to both of these people. Boy, I hope not. A possessed sword sounds like a terrible idea. Yeah, so this guy's name is Glenn. Should sound a little familiar if you remember from Chrono Trigger. That being said, the guy whose name was Glenn in that game looked a little more amphibious than this Glenn. And I think that Glenn had only 1 N in his name, if I remember right, whereas this one has 2. Because this is the second game, get it? And anyway, the mermaid lady, not really a mermaid, just the dress she's wearing, is Riddell. I wonder if she lives at the manor. She's talking like she does. I guess this Einlanzer is pretty important, huh? I think I said that right. I mean, you could just say Einlancer, but, you know. Should I leave you two alone? Oh, boy. We should probably get out of their way, though, Serge. Just a thought. Can you get back to the manor that way? Maybe if they go, like, through the bushes? Which, for us, we can't go through the bushes, but okay, fair enough. We gotta follow them that way anyway, because I think if I remember, if we go all the way around here, we can talk to Korcha. Yeah. Hey, kid! Got a question for you. Oh, I'll wait. It's me, Dario. Think that area ever gets any use besides this part, but you could be wrong. I think you can go back to it later, like once you have access to your own boat, but I mean, I don't think it's good for anything, like unless you want to fight the enemies again because you need to steal something. By the way, I should mention that the personal... Did I talk about personal skills yet? I don't think I did. You know what? I'll wait until we get into a battle, then I can talk about it a little bit. But you can steal stuff now, so there you go. 2 guys named Glenn can't exist in the same universe. Impossible. I mean, the way that Lena was talking about Surge before, I wouldn't be shocked. Man, way to out him in front of potential customers. You think so? So, you're a ferryman. Anywhere we like, huh? Okay, well, I do have a place I'd like to go, yeah. That's a need-to-know business. I love how that's his first guess. But yeah, so this line here, where Kid's talking about this stuff, if she's not in your party, somebody else would say it. So, like, I think if I remember correctly, Poshul is, like, one of the last people that it defaults to, but, like, they'll usually have your human characters ask this first. But the dialogue itself will be changed depending on who the speaker is. So, like, the ya that's here wouldn't be ya, it would be you if Lena was saying it. Okay, well, we have a ferryman. But we don't have a way of getting in. Okay, fair enough. So, and again, there's 3 options here. One of them is at the bar, one of them is on the west side of town, and one of them is in the blacksmith's office. That being said, any of the ones that are not in the bar, basically. So, like, if you go to the west side of town, they will get you into the manor, but you have to do something for them, and it doesn't involve Korcha. Similarly, if you go to the blacksmith's office and you go further in, you have to do something for the guy that's there. He'll get you into the manor, but again, you don't use Korcha. If you go to the bar, the person that's there will use Korcha in order to get you in. And I think it's probably worth us going to the bar and picking this person up for this playthrough because, well, if you watched me play Chrono Trigger, you might recognize him. Even though the developers scrapped the idea that he's him shortly before the game was released. Yeah, sure it is. Of course it is. It's definitely Guile. Definitely not a major secondary antagonist from the previous game. Nope, absolutely not. But Magus is kind of in a weird spot. Because when we played Chrono Trigger DS, we did the bonus episode that showed the Dream Devourer bonus ending. At the end of that episode, Magus gets transported to an alternate dimension where he vows to erase his memories of the past and live a new life. Now, the DS version of Chrono Trigger came out long after Chrono Cross came out, like 9 years, something to the tune of 9 years later. But the developers have said, at least as far as I'm aware, despite dropping that hint that Magus could be this Guile character, that Guile and Magus are not the same person. The reason why is because they have 45 playable characters, and if they give any one of them more than 3 lines of dialogue, the game will implode on itself from an overload of dialogue, but... yeah, so they scrapped the idea that this was actually Magus, because then if this was Magus, I mean, everybody would have kept him in their party the whole time, and they would have expected him to have dialogue that talks about the previous game and all this other stuff, and it would have taken away from any other characters you could use. So, they scrapped the idea because they liked the variety better. I don't know if I like that decision, but it's their game. I can't tell them what to do. I mean, I'll say things later, but, you know. Guile from Street Fighter? Yep, that's the one. You got him. All we got to do is get him into battle so he can use Sonic Boom. Is it bad that my memories of Sonic Boom from Guile from Street Fighter have been, like, retroactively overridden by Sonic Boom from Peacemaker and Mortal Kombat 1? I don't even play Mortal Kombat 1. I don't even know how that cropped up, but it does. Like, sometimes in my head I hear Sonic Boom, and sometimes in my head I hear Sonic Boom! I don't know why. It's really weird. I think it's just because it's John Cena. I think that's why. Go to Viper's home and be a felony, man. Considering there's another party member that can change with time, he could turn into his true self, Copes. Yeah. So you have to get into the manor, huh? Oh, fair enough. I'll toast to that explicitly because I have, business at the manor as well. So it's weird. They kind of like... I don't want to say corrupted, I don't think that's the right word, but they kind of like grafted Setzer's character onto Guile a little bit because he's like a gambler with higher... The only thing that he's missing is an airship, which in this game you can't really use an airship, you just use a boat. But, you know. Actually, I do in fact have one, so yeah, why not? I'll have you help out. And Magus, Guile, enigmatically joins your party. He's kind of a weird character in terms of the way that he plays. he uses rods as his weapon, and rods are a little bit bizarre in terms of how they function in battle. Okay, so let's put you there. And then I'm actually taking Kid out of the party. I would actually recommend not bringing Kid along for this particular breaking and entering sequence. I know she's the thief. I know that she would be, out of anybody in the party, she would be the one you'd want to bring along for the breaking and entering sequence. But there's an explicit reason why I don't want to bring her along. And I'll explain it later when it's not a spoiler. But we're going to bring Lena and Guile along for this whole breaking and entering sequence. So, all right, sounds good. Okay, so we'll just need to find the mess hall once we get there. Got it. Okay. I don't think I'm old enough to drink, ma'am, but okay. It's pretty cool. It's got some bouncy music. Squid gut pasta? Man. Yeah, but we're gonna run out of squid gut. How often do you think we get a squid around here? They don't exactly grow on trees. Is there any other interesting dialogue around here? I mean, sometimes the NPCs have interesting things to say, but sometimes you can't even talk to them because Surge won't look at them. The frozen flame, huh? It sounds kind of like a monster. Oh, fair enough. Yeah, this guy won't even talk to me about it. There we go. I just, in fact, did, but I'll appease you. What's that? Uh-huh. Maybe I should have asked Kid about that. I actually don't remember if they retconned that out of this game either. Like, if they retconned... Because if I remember correctly, Guile in Radical Dreamers, the visual novel that Sefko was talking about last time, Guile was in that one under the pseudonym Gil, and he was a Radical Dreamer in that one. So I don't really know how this all plays out, honestly. Uh-huh. So you're a Terminian? I would think you'd just be a Terminin, but I don't know. Frozen flame. Is that some kind of Bitcoin? Oh, no! I'll toast to the wall. To find stucco. There you go. It's at least a kind of understandable reason for not making him mages. Yeah, and like I said, it's because the cast is so large, it's kind of hard because then it'd be like, okay, well, now everybody's going to use him. You know what I mean? So they want to make it so that you don't just use him as your third wheel. Because you'd go through the whole game with Surge, Lena, Guile if that was the case, you know what I mean? So. That being said, he is a black innate element character, which is somewhat unique, although at this point in the game you could have already had one of those, so it's not that unique, I guess. But he's a more serious black innate element character than the other one you could get. The other one's kind of a joke character, if I'm being totally honest. I'm saving him for the bonus episode because the bonus episode is basically just going to be one big joke. So... Now, he starts with a porcelain rod, and rods are a little weird because the way that they work is, if I remember correctly, I don't remember if it's just their strong attack or if all of their attacks work this way, but they hit all enemies when you use them. So if you had extra iron left over, you could make an iron rod for him, and he'd probably be pretty strong, but I figured, nah, it's okay, because I'm not really planning on using anybody that uses rods later in the game, including Guile himself. So I said, I don't think it's worth the investment. Let's just make him a bronze vest and a bronze helmet so that he can have some defense to work with, and we'll just kind of, you know, work with what he's got. Speaking of work with what he's got, let's see what he's got for an element grid, shall we? Not much. The way that Guile works is that he has what's called an inverted element grid. His element grid starts out incredibly small, in the level 1, 2, 3, I think even up to 4 and 5, he has like maybe 1 or 2 skills at the absolute most in his grids there. But then once you get later in the game, to the point where you've got, say, like 35 level up stars and up, he starts getting like level 6 and 7 and 8 elements, and he has a lot of space for them. So like, I think if I remember correctly, he has like 7 or 8 slots for level 8 spells. It's kind of ridiculous, and I think in theory it's a good idea, but in practice you almost never do that, because like then you get your element power built all the way up, and then you use one spell, And now you have to build it all the way back up again, and you can't even build 8 element power in a single turn because you only ever have 7 stamina, so I think I'm a little biased because I'm a little bit bigger of a fan of like early spells that cost less because they cost less stamina to build up in order to use, but I don't know. So we'll just give him Photon Ray and heal, and I think that should be good for now. Do I want anything else on him? Excuse me. I guess another Photon Ray wouldn't be a bad idea. I guess I could stick a heal there, actually. Like, stick his heal on level 1 and then give him 2 Photon Rays. So, I don't actually remember if Photon Ray in particular is going to be all that useful for him, though. But, yeah, why not, you know? Like, what the hell? Now, you'll notice there's this Wanda In spell here. So that's his first personal skill. This one, it deals damage to the enemy by teleporting his rod into the enemy. So that's just great. But everybody, now that we have 3 level up stars, everybody has access to their level 3 personal skill. I almost said Surf. Surge has Dash and Slash, which we used in the opening sequence, where he will just hit a single foe for large damage. And then Lena has access to Maiden Hand, which is another just single target damaging spell. They're not all single target damage like this, and most of them single target physical damage for right now, but they're not all that way. It's just that we happen to have 3 characters that just happen to have single target physical skills. There are some that are more unique, and I'm going to try to use characters over the course of the game that have more unique skills. As an example, I guess, of a unique skill, Kid, with her level 3 personal skill, can actually steal items from enemies using the Pilfer skill. So if you want to steal some stuff, you could have her in the party, and then she can steal things. There are a couple of, maybe just one item, honestly, that I think is worth stealing in the next area that we're going to with Guile and Korcha. Antitoxinal caps, if I remember correctly, can be stolen here, and you can disassemble those into an item that you can use to make ultimate equipment 30 hours from now, but I don't think we're going to bother with that. I don't think it's really all that worth it, at least not yet, if you want to do that. So instead, we'll just bring along... Oh yeah, and he also floats just like mages did, so there you go. They're really will-they, won't-they-ing with him, aren't they? But yeah, so we'll just bring Guile along, let him shoot beams at people, and then see how that all goes. You know. Guile very discreetly acquiesced into your company. Something like that. Yeah, he floats while running, like a certain someone. Just don't call them termites. That's offensive. Way to make a straw man out of him. He's a cannon with a slow reloading. The hand hurts more than the spatula. Yeah, honestly, it does, because like the ladle hurts pretty good too, but like the hand, it hurts pretty good. Now, Lena's physical strength at the moment isn't the best, but it's not bad, all things considered. She ends up with more, as a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure this is true of all characters, they end up with more physical strength than they do magic power. But that's because of the way that magic works in the game. Like magic, the formula for magic, you'll deal more damage even though you have less magic power with magic than you would with physicals, so... It's kind of similar to Final Fantasy VI now that I think about it. So, okay, then let's go to Viper Manor. Actually, yeah, I have found someone to be a guide. What's it going to be? 100 gold? I can pay it. There you go. So we needed a little bit of extra cash in order to do this method. If you do the other 2 methods, you don't need to pay any money because you actually don't need to use Korcha to get there. But I figured, you know, we might as well introduce Korcha now. He's actually kind of a recurring character for the next couple of hours of gameplay, so I figure, yeah, why not? We'll just introduce him now. And while he slowly rows us there, I'm going to go turn on my AC so we can get that calm sea breeze feeling in my room. I'll be right back. Well, of course we didn't listen to you, sir. You're keeping a literal half-human in a tank like an object. Just because you have the good materials that we can't get just yet doesn't mean that we would listen to you. You're an asshole. We are, in fact, on a boat, yes. Yeah, I think if I remember correctly, that kid doesn't react to you if you didn't talk to him. So... like I said, there's a lot of little flags in Chrono Cross based on the decisions that you make, even down to certain NPCs that you just randomly talk to on the street. Sometimes they'll have dialogue later on, and it's like, oh, I remember that guy. I talked to him once. I just think that's neat, because it's like those little details again, and those are the things that I enjoy, you know? So, I don't know. What am I looking at here? But everything is a gamble, so it will be fine. Alright, Lena, let's do this. Guile, stay close. So, these are the bluffs leading to Viper Manor. Climbing up just like that climbing section in Sector 7. Or was it Sector 5? I think you climbed out of Sector 5 and ended up there. Now, you'll notice there's a little water spout there, but also this random jackass who is going to use every single bit of stamina in his body to throw stones at you while you're gumming up here. So, good luck. You have two obstacles. You have stones that will send you careening back down, and you have water that will send you careening down to the area below this. Just like if I stand underneath this. I forget if I have to stand here or if I have to go up into it. Yeah, I have to go up into it. There we go. So, and there we go. We got a tablet out of that. You can crawl down these little vines in order to get to the previous sections. But if you get hit by a rock, I think if I remember correctly, you take some, damage like that. So, we just took... Oh, wow, we've actually gotten hit by 2 rocks already. That's fine, I guess. We'll just make do without it. I got hit by a rock and took some damage there. Alright, well, there's one way to fix that. Let's get into a fight and hope that these guys don't kick my ass. He just go DK mode on you, throwing rocks at you? He sure did, that's for certain. Alright, so anyway, let's test out this steel swallow and iron ladle that we've got. These gobbledygooks, by the way, are the ones that will... I think, if I remember correctly, it's a rare steel, the antitoxinal cap from them. So if you want it, there you go. Oh yeah, that's real nice. That's real nice damage. I will take that damage and I'll take it home with me. Alright, but let's build up Guile's element power, actually, because then he can use heal to help us out here a little bit. So, if he, hits the guy. There you go. He won't deal much damage. No, I think it is just the strong attack that hits all enemies, because it's got that projectile on it, but there you go. Oh, Lena, you gotta hit a little harder than that. Well, actually, you just have to not miss, but, Surge will clean up. There you go. Yeah, having access to iron this early will make this a little bit easier than it would have been with just a bunch of copper weapons, to be fair. Oh, and also, if I remember correctly, we'll get an upgrade to Guile's weapon when we get into the manor, so that'll help a little bit. Here's the other thing about Guile, though, is that despite having that inverted element grid that he's got, he has really high magic power. Like, he gets magic power very, very quickly, and... I mean, at a certain point here, he's going to have about as much as Surge, so, like, before he even gets his next boost. It's kind of crazy, actually, but, I mean, it is what it is, he ends up with all that. Actually, that Magma Bomb drop might be valuable, real quick. Did I just take damage right? Yeah, I just did, in fact, because it hit me on the frame that I got out of battle. That's just great. But yeah, actually, that Magma Bomb might be handy to have... there or here? I think here, because it hits all enemies, so then that'll give Guile a little bit of an edge. Now, the enemies here I think are mostly red element, but that'll give him a little edge against the ones that aren't, so. Take a good hard look at the Corcha Rowan boat. I also like this option because the music here is nice. Yeah, the music here is pretty good too. Stones and ladders. Boulder was kind enough to wait for the battle to pass. Yeah, it was kind enough to wait until the frame after I could do anything about it. Can I get down? Ow. Can I get down there? I don't know. Well, I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna go. Surge, you gotta climb a little bit faster, brother. We're not gonna get through if you don't climb a little faster. There we go. I don't know what's up here, but I'm gonna find out right now. There we go. So it's just a treasure. A meteorite, as a matter of fact. I'm gonna get hit by that rock if I don't move out of the way, like, right now. Okay, there we go. Meteorite. So that's, like... a little bit better than Photon Ray, if I remember correctly. I probably should have brought a few tablets with me, because, I mean, Cure is fine, but, like, I can't heal myself out of battle like this. I mean, I guess I could... well, no, I don't think I can use Cure outside of battle now that I think about it. But yeah, so it's like Photon Ray, except it hurts a little bit more. So it might be worth it to give that to... I've got 5 tablets, so I guess if I need to, I can heal, but... Yeah, it might be worth it to take this off and give you a meteorite instead, so let's just do that. There we go. So I can... Man, they gave me meteor right away in this game. I've already got it, and it's been like 3.5 hours, 4 hours. That's impressive. Alright, so I don't know how to get that item down there just yet. Oop. Okay, well, we knew that was going to happen, so there you go. Is this a dead end? It is a dead end. And I'm going to get hit by a rock in a minute if I'm not careful. Oh. Ow. What do you do, young sir? Oh, okay, you saved me from the 10 damage by jumping at me. Fair enough. Yeah, meteorite away! He will rock me. He has rocked me several times already, so I'm sure it'll happen again. Oh wow, we're at 32 HP. Okay, so maybe I shouldn't be taking so much damage from the rocks. Maybe I'm letting them get away with too many things here. But thankfully the battles are pretty easy, so it doesn't really matter too much. I mean, we upgraded our armor, so that'll make things a lot simpler, you know. Lock nest. Great. Bonk. Get the damage while we can. I don't think I can fully heal, because we didn't have everybody attack. I should have had Guile attack. Wasn't thinking about it. I'm just like, nope, iron weapons, beat them up. Yeah, so Guile gets to sit at 25 HP for a little bit. Sorry, Guile. I can't go into this, can I? No. Okay. I better go before a rock hits me. I forget how you're supposed to get that one treasure that's down there, though. I kind of want to go down and, like, try to get it, but I don't remember if there's, like, a way to... Oh, there's the Loch Nest again. So I guess you can refight those guys over and over again, although I don't think they give you anything particularly interesting, so... You could use them as an opportunity to... I guess there's a Gobbledygook in this formation, so you could steal antitoxinal caps from him, or you could, you know, just use this to get the bonus stats that you need without having to fight too many other things, so... Oop, I'm being interrupted. I didn't lose my focus, though. Because I was not hit, so there you go. Let's see. So we just need to heal Guile, so I'm not really worried about that. So let's just do 2, and then dash and slash. You? Sure, why not? Eat this. I like using the personal skills, honestly, because it just... I feel like it's just easier than trying to use the elements. Like, sometimes the elements, it's like, okay, well, you know, I could use this, but I don't have to. Oh, okay, he's dead. I was wondering why it wasn't letting me do that free, but there you go. Yeah, I don't know. It's just sometimes just using the personal skills, I feel like it feels more appropriate to use them because it's like, this is what the character is good at, you know? But I don't know. All right, let's get down here before... we get rocked. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Would you just get hit by a rock to get... No, I don't think so. As a matter of fact, I think if I remember correctly, there's probably a way there if I was to go back around here. I'd have to be able to get down there somehow. I don't really... Okay, there's a spot over there. Maybe that's how you do it. Hang on. I gotta go back here, because then I can probably drop down to get that treasure if I go there. Like, maybe if I go past Korcha? Yeah, okay, I remembered something about this, I just couldn't remember where it was. I was like, no, hang on, there's another spot here. Got it now. Yeah, path from earlier, exactly. That is correct. Let's beat up more bats, and then we will go from there. We don't really have to worry too much about the items that are available here. There's a couple of turn spells that are available in the manor itself. Oh, and I should correct on that, by the way, as well. That's the other thing I misinterpreted last time. I misinterpreted the blue... Lena specifically gets healing spells. It's mostly just blue innate elements that do because they get exclusive access. And on top of that, the turn spells are buyable later in the game. It's just they're not available until later, so that's why I would like to get them now while... Excuse me, they're... more useful because they're exclusive. They can't be purchased right now. So I'd rather get them now while they don't have any you don't have any other method of getting them. So, you know, this guy's red element. Let's slap the shit out of him. Why not? And another! Nice work, Lena. She's getting some good strength. We got to use it for something. 10 strength is kind of a lot for her. Although I think we got our boost already, like our full... That one that we got in the first battle, I think, was the last major boost before the next star level, which is at the top here, once we find the guy that's trying to shoot me with rocks. So, well, we're lucky we didn't get hit by that rock. That would have sent us back down and probably into the water spout. I'd like to go up here first because there's a treasure up here, and then I'd like to use the spout to get down to get the other treasure. And then we can use the regular method to get up and out. We'll have to fight more lock nests, but that's fine. You know, no big deal. I'll let Lena take care of the gobbledygook because she has an elemental advantage. So that takes care of you. Now for you, we'll just risk a 2, get nothing out of it, and then I was gonna say this guy will do whatever he's doing, but we'll just dash and slash. Alright, and then we'll just, why don't we have Guile build his element power a little bit, that way Lena can do other stuff, if I so choose. He won't kill the guy, obviously, but I don't need him to. I just need him to have enough element power to top us off at the end of the fight, so... Is that it? That's it. But I guess these battles aren't too bad to kind of build back my money, honestly. Like, just give me a little bit of something, you know. Put some pocket change back into my pocketbook. Yeah, here's the treasure that I was looking for earlier. Thought we were about to take 20 damage real quick. That's just another heal, so... Yeah, not really something we really need, but, you know, it's there. And then we'll wait for the water and get washed back down here. And grab another photon ray. So, not really anything we need, honestly, but there you go. Is it bizarre to say that this rock trap thing that this dungeon has got going on is actually one of the most dangerous traps that any dungeon in this game has? Is that too much of a spoiler to say now? I mean, it's out in the open now, so there's nothing I can do about it, but like... I don't know, like, this is the dungeon where I remember taking the most damage out of any dungeon in the game, honestly. Oh, okay. Whoa! Jesus. This rock's trying to chase me. Yeah, this is the dungeon where I remember taking the most damage out of any of them. Yeah, it looks like just 2 Loch Ness for this one, so... Got to build the element power on everybody, though. So, let Guile go next, so he can build up to just need the 1, so... Let's do one of those, I guess just do a 2. And then we'll go straight over to Lena. And then just build the element power by bonking. Poison gas! It's a good thing I've been getting a couple of antidotes. Because poison is a permanent status effect in this game, so it will last outside of battle, unfortunately. But it is what it is. So. Get that bonk in while you can, Lena. It's a boulder trap, of course it's really dangerous. Yeah, I just didn't expect it to hurt this much, but I guess it's because of the fact that it deals 10 damage, and at this point that's a lot of damage, you know what I mean? So I just don't remember it anything else being quite so dangerous as this one, I guess. Okay, so anyway, let's use one of the antidotes that we've got. I've got more equipped, so I guess I could just... Honestly, I probably should just unequip them, now that I think about it, because, like, usually when I use those, I use them outside of battle, so I should probably just unequip those so I have more room for something else, you know. I'm gonna regret that, because I'm gonna, like, get poisoned or something in the middle of a boss fight or something, and be like, well, I don't have them allocated. But you don't have any, actually, so... You know who does have them, actually, now that I think about it, is Poshel. So, we'll have to take them off of Poshel later when we leave. But for now, we'll just keep going. I will get up here eventually. You cannot stop me. See? Told you. Hyper armor that bitch. Alright, yeah, 30 HP, that's fine. Let's see, though. Wow. That could have been bad. I don't know which way is the right way to go, so I'm just going to kind of keep climbing until we figure it out. Yeah, it's going to be a problem for future me, not current me. Yeah, probably. Future me can handle it. I have faith. I'll tell you, Surge with that silver loop is pretty good with that swallow. He's got some pretty solid accuracy, pretty solid damage all the way around, so I'll take it. And over to Lena. We can all get healed. Bonk, bonk, goodbye. Yeah, it's kind of what the combat in the early game, and I mean, combat in early game RPGs usually doesn't amount to much, to be fair, but like the combat in the early game in this one just kind of amounts to, you don't even really need AoE, you just kind of build the element power for the explicit purpose of healing yourself later, you know? So, you know, I probably could have kept going, but I'm going to wait. It's probably a mistake, but okay, never mind, there we go. Ooh, that was a close one. That waterfall almost got me. That water came out real quick. What if this is the right way to go, though? Oh, boy. Well, it's okay. We'll figure it out. We haven't taken any damage, so let's just go nuts. Okay. Well, that takes care of you. You the only other one? Yep. 2 for the risk. Dash and slash for the biscuit. Risk and bisque. Actually, bisque might be better than biscuit, depending on who you talk to. I don't remember if I've ever had bisque, now that I think about it. If I remember it, it's like a butter mixture. It doesn't sound particularly appetizing, but then I've never had it, so I can't really say one way or the other. Oh, well, there we go. Dropped by a boulder, dropped by the water. I don't know what's up here, but I hope it's worth it. We're going to get to, like, the very tip top, and there's just going to be a boulder. Never mind, we got it. What is this thing? A free fall trap. Okay, well, I mean, appropriate considering where we are, but... Yeah, so trap elements are a little bit weird. You can set a trap, which will then allow you, if the enemy uses that specific element against you, it will let you, well, trap it, and then you can use it for yourself. I don't remember if the boss of the area uses free fall or not, though. So I guess that's just something to think about. Anything over here? No? Okay. Fair enough. I guess I could just hang out here and wait for the boulders to go by and then go up. Yeah, so we could keep fighting those lock nests if we want to, you know, work on our levels, but I don't know. I think we're okay. I think we have to go the other way, actually, though, so... we're not okay. Let's go the other way instead. So it looks like it's straight up the middle. No, it's not. We gotta go down here. Okay. I figured it out. I'm using my brain. Mildly. To mild success. It's kind of a shame that there's no save point here because we're about to fight a boss, but, you know, that's fine, I think. We'll probably be okay. I'll use a tablet or 3. Is there anything I want to equip element-wise? We have Ice Lance. We have some room for some other stuff, actually, because we don't have the other stuff here. So maybe we'll do a Fireball and an Aqua Beam. I mean, Surge has the most magic at the moment, so that'll probably do him some good. And then you... Actually, why don't you put Turn Red here? We might be able to use that as like a little tech for the boss. So let's see what we can do with that. Actually, do a... No, we won't need Photon Ray. So... But the problem with the traps, here's the problem, is that you need to equip them on the level of the spell itself. So because Free Fall is a level 5 black element spell, we can't actually equip it until somebody gets a level 5 element slot. And that's not going to happen for quite some time. So... I don't know, I mean, I guess it's a good way to get some really powerful spells later, but I'm of 2 minds about it. It's neat that you can use them to get the spells, but at the same time, it's, like, hard to get the spells in the first place, so, like, I don't know. At least when they first start giving them to you, it's hard to get the spells, so... Alright, there we go. So we'll just top off. We'll buy some more tablets later if we so choose and so need them. Let's get up here before Donkey Kong over here starts throwing these things at me again. Alright, well, come on then. Let's do it. See what you got. Oh, I guess he had a friend that decided to come with him. Cool. Alright, Acacia Privates. Is it Acacia or Acacia? I don't know. Probably Acacia, because it's Acacia Arts, isn't it? Like, it's spelled differently, but whatever. I don't know. Let's just poke them to death. That's all I know. Holy hell, Surge! That 82 damage on the crit. See if Lena can do any better. Do I do a 2 and then a Maiden Hand? I think I do a 2 and a Maiden Hand. Yeah, because Surge can heal that off, so... actually, let's do an Ice Lance instead. I was going to slap you silly so that you fell over unconscious, but have an Impalement instead. Yeah, it's Donkey and Diddy Kong. There you go. Just hope Cranky Kong doesn't show up or we're going to have some problems here. Alright, we got the 4th level up star out of this whole fiasco, so there you go. Surge got more magic, I'll take it. Lena got more strength, I'll take that too. And Guile got some more magic and magic resistance. Not bad at all. A couple of tablets to replace the ones that I used. Now, if I remember correctly, the next level up star is about to happen right away, if I remember correctly. You missed. Maybe you should have looked before you leaped. Yeah, so... This guy is going to hop down and kill the privates, and then he's going to hop up and try to kill us. Now, we can walk back down and try to get bonus points out of all of this, but if I remember correctly, in between star levels 4 and 5, you can't actually get any bonus boosts. Now, that being said, the cliffs are now much easier to navigate because there are no rocks being thrown at me, so I don't see the harm in trying to get bonus boosts. So let's just go see. There's a guy right there that we can do a little bit with. I'm really just doing it to try to get Lena some more magic, if I'm being totally honest. Come on, then. What, not gonna come out? What did I do? Did I go in the wrong spot? I guess so. Alright, well. He's not coming out. I'll go fight his friend instead. Watch him come out when I, like, come back down and around. Yeah, this is the actual boss that we have to fight. The other guy was a joke. He was a sub-boss. What, now you're not gonna come out either? What do I gotta do? Slide all over the place? Alright, well. These guys aren't coming out, so if they're not gonna come out, I'm not gonna try to get the bonus points. It's fine, we don't need them. Like I said before, this game's easy enough for those bonus boosts. I mean, they're helpful in the beginning of the game, obviously, but, like, you don't need them in order to get by. They're just kind of there to help if you need them. So. The way that, if I remember correctly, I watched a speed run of this game, and the way that the speed runs end up is that you end up with, like, Surge ends up with like 45 or 46 strength by the end game anyway, even with just mostly the not even doing too much with the bonus stats, just with the level ups. So, yeah, I think it'll be fine. The actual boss is scared of me. Maybe they only activate during boulder time. Maybe because they're like their home is being disrupted. That's possible. So, either way, let's go fight him, shall we? I actually set up specifically for this guy. I forgot that the privates fight you first, but there you go. Let's see what you've got. Oh, you brought some friends, huh? It's a good thing I have some magma bombs, then. Because King Moa Man here is a black innate element, and then we've got red Moa Man and blue Moa Man. So, I think our first target should probably be red. I mean, I could probably just have Surge fight the King, honestly, because, like, Surge has an elemental advantage against the King. And we have Meteorite on Guile, so that should help a little bit, too. But, yeah, probably red first because he's the biggest threat to Lena on the field right now is red Moa Man. King Moa Man's the biggest threat to Surge, but I think Surge will be okay, honestly. So, like, here's what I think we'll do. We'll fight red Moa Man, we'll build our element power, and then we'll dash and slash the King. How about that? Yeah, see, like, with the bronze vests, we're pretty safe to that, so. Alright. Nimble! So they're going to buff their boss. That's cool. Evade percent increased. Well, I'd like to see you avoid this. Watch him dodge this. No, elements always hit as far as I'm aware, so I don't think he will dodge that, actually. But yeah, they'll buff their boss, so if you... you should probably try to get rid of them first just to be sure that... I mean, I guess you could just get rid of their boss and then all their buffs are for nothing, but, you know. Well, he's on his last legs, so... Let's get rid of him and then slap the shit? Maybe. You just did 9 after your guy buffed you. Like, what the hell? I did, in fact, equip a bunch of magma bombs, though, so let's use them because you can use them on all enemies, and that should deal extra damage to the blue Moa Man, so let's use it. Why not? There you go. Well, that was a little extra. Not much, but a little. So, all right, Guile, let's see. So you'll have decreased damage against the Black Innate guy because you're also Black Innate, so let's just fight this guy. Do a little bit. Ice Sword. I think you hit the wrong person there, but okay. That's some tech you got there for 20 damage. He did disrupt the field, though, so now there's a blue element in there, so our red element spells won't deal as much damage, but that's okay. Let's send a Meteor the boss's way. I could heal Lena, but I think we'll be fine. So, at least for now, we'll be fine anyway. I didn't even see how much damage that did. Oh well. Surge, yeah, why don't you fight this guy too? Gonna go for the Gusto here. There we go. That might be it. Yep, he's done. We can't dash and slash again because our element has already been used up. Once you use an element once, you can't use it a second time, so... Does the element of the person using the elemental spell matter? Blue person using a red spell, red using a red spell. I guess it's just the magic stat and the enemy element. I think if I remember right, there was some research done on this, and I don't think the spell matters, if I remember correctly. I think it's just your physical attack that has an effect in terms of how much damage it deals. I think it's just your physical attack, so I don't think the spell matters. I could be wrong about that, but that's what I remember from the thing, so... Alright, have some fireballs, friend! Coming off of 13 magic just for you. Very nice. Not quite dead yet, but that's okay. Seems to have it out for Lena, but she can handle that. So, you'll notice, by the way, that Lena actually does, in fact, have a status ailment on her right now, that little blue icon above that. So a blue icon is the flu status, and that's reducing her stamina recovery, if I remember correctly. So that's why she's currently... only at 5.8 stamina after everybody else has gone out as much as they have, so... You gonna fall over anytime soon there, friend? Or do I have to slap the shit out of you again? I'm just gonna Magma Bomb, forget it. But yeah, we'll heal the flu once we get out of battle. I think it's a permanent status effect, but we'll see. I should mention, by the way, if your characters are knocked out, at the end of a boss fight, they don't get bonus stats from the star level, if I remember correctly. Like, they won't get the effect of the star level's stat boosts. So it's probably a better idea to try to make sure all your characters are alive and maybe not play quite as fast and loose as I was there, but it's fine. We're fine. So that's a nice level there you got, Guile. I mean, only 3 HP, but I'll take it. And we get a gravity blow for beating him, so that's cool. It's our first dark element spell. So... it's probably about as powerful as Photon Ray, but, you know, it's not bad. This Angry Bird is cooked, pretty much, yep. Characters you aren't using don't get it. So any star level that you get goes to all your characters, even if they're not in your active party. I think it's just if you get knocked out during the fight where you don't get the boosts, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong about that, though. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I remember reading somewhere that if you get knocked out in a fight, you don't get the bonuses. That might just be the little bonuses, though, that you get in the between, like, the regular fights between bosses. But I could be wrong. I'd have to look that one up. I don't know as much about this game as Final Fantasy II, unfortunately. I do know that that's a pretty cool screenshot you got there. Yeah, so Poshul and Kid would still get the star level stats. So, like, the star levels that we just got, they have extra stats now as a result of them. So. Oh yeah, I gotta heal the flu. Hold on. I just looked in the top right corner while I'm looking at everything else. I'm like, oh wow, this is gonna be a little tough. But then it's like flu. So, all right, fair enough. I'll heal it. Yeah, it's Metal Gear Solid time. Got to sneak around. I am terrible at stealth games, so this is gonna go over about as well as you might expect. I'm gonna like run into a soldier instead of running into the spotlight at the very least, but you know. Alright, first place we want to go is this little place right here. Because there's a save point right here, so that's all good. Now also, you have the teleporter in your inventory right now, but once you infiltrate the manor, you actually can't use the teleporter to get any other characters in here. So you're stuck with whoever you came in with. That's fine, because these guys have got all of my good equipment anyway, so like I'm not really super concerned about that, but you know, if you wanted to bring anybody else in, they can't come along anymore. So this place is scarier than outside because of the mini game. Yeah, there's a mini game associated with this place, and well, we're gonna give it a shot. I mean, we have to because it's important for something, but yeah, let's go with that. What do you need help with? Oh, okay. Sweet. We'll take it. Sounds like a plan. So what do I got to do to feed these dragons? Yeah, what do I do? Okay, so here's our mini game. So we have 5 dragons in front of us here. There's a feed station on the left. Go over there. You'll grab the dragon feed by pressing the X button in front of it. You get 3 feed. The dragons will call out for food. You feed them. You just have to move in front of the dragon and feed it. And then when you run out, go back to the feed station, get more stock, and then just keep going until you've fed as many dragons as he tells you to feed. So, and yeah, they get kind of pissed off if you don't feed them, and if you fail to feed them 4 times, well, then you fail the minigame, but that's okay. All right. And also, you can do this multiple times in a row if you so choose, but you can do it for a certain number of feedings. So you can choose between 10, 20, 30, 40, and 100 feedings if you so choose. He'll give you the key no matter how many you do, but you get different rewards depending on which one you do. I think we're going to do 10, 20, 30, and 40. If you do 100, you can get another Iron Vest right now, but it's pretty tough. The dragons get pretty pissed pretty quickly once you get above about 50. I think my maximum was like close to 65, and that was where I couldn't go any further because they just kept getting pissed too quickly. 40 might be pretty challenging as well, honestly, just by itself, but we'll see how it goes. I'd like to do 40 if possible, though, because if I remember correctly, it rewards you with a Recover All, which is a white element spell that anybody can equip that heals everybody's HP. So that's pretty good. It'll be better than pretty much any other healing spell we can get for a while. So yeah, then they eat you if you don't feed them enough. 100 is pain, yeah, and that's why we're not doing it. I'll just leave that one for the speedrunners, the 100% speedrunners. All right, we can grab our feed and feed you and feed you. Then we'll go back. You have to press the X button 3 times to grab the feed, though. So, and don't be afraid to replenish if you're over there. You know, just replenish all the way to full, and then go from there. There we go. So that's 10. So pretty easy to start with, but it gets tougher the further you go. So thanks. And for doing 10, he gives you a knee pad, which gives you +1 defense. It's not much, but it's honest. Keys up here. There we go. So now we can get in. There's 2 items I'd like to find outside before we get in, though. But let's feed them again. Why not? Let's see if we can get the 20, 30, and 40 while we're here. You know. All right, here we go again. Go replenish while we're at it. I might as well, because they're all going to start chanting in a second. Yeah, I had a feeling. Who's next? I was going to say, I got feed for all of you. There we go. Going to replenish. I don't want to just have one and all 3 of them start going. There we go. So that's 20. not too bad. They kind of settled into a little bit of a pattern there where they like... It was 2 and then 3 and 2 and 3, so there you go. So there's the bronze helmet that I was talking about earlier that you can get here. You can grab it from this minigame, so... I don't remember what 30 is, but I think if I remember correctly, like I said, 40 is the recover all, so... Let's see. Let's replenish, there we go. Go to the middle, so we're kind of in a good spot for all of them if they all decide to do that. Next. I'll be back for you because you're closest to the feed station. They gonna do this pattern the whole time, or I get the feeling they're gonna do this pattern the whole time. So that's cool. Oop, that one's pissed at me. So that's the one that I was talking about before, so... Like, they'll get more and more red the more you don't feed them, so... You seem a decent fellow. You can break into the manor. It's not like I wasn't planning on getting the items myself anyway. 30's also a good item. Let's see what it is. A bronze mail. That's not bad. That'll be pretty good. It gives us a little extra defense if we so choose to use it, but I don't know. I'm a bigger fan of the vests, personally. We'll just disassemble it and get a little extra copper, or we'll sell it for a little cash. I don't know. We'll figure that out later. So, all right, here's the big 4-0. Let's see how it does. I'm gonna go restock again. Kind of got the rhythm down at this point. Of course, now they're gonna break that rhythm by doing something weird. Go restock again. Okay, go on. I know you want to. See, now they're all gonna start doing it at the same time. Oop. No, I missed. That's one. My tapping skills are on point for right now. Oh, really? You waited like 6 frames. What do you expect me to do with all that time? Oh, this one's getting pissed at me now. That's okay. Whoop, I'm gonna need one more. There we go. You almost want to gamble a subscription if I can get 100. I mean, I'll try it, but given our record with the 40 just there, I don't feel like we're going to do very well. I'll give it a shot, though, for you. Why not? You don't even need to do the subscription. Let me just take a drink before I do this, though. I mean, a free iron vest is a free iron vest, but, like, it's not free. You'll feel it in 10 years in the carpal tunnel. You better not, huh? Oh, that's not good. Yeah, I'll give it a shot. I'm still young. I can afford the stress. All right, here we go. Let's see what we can do. All right, go easy on me, guys. For a second, anyway, to start with. I know it's you. I know you want to. Yep, mm-hmm. Alright, so it's going to be you again. If the pattern holds, which it did. Of course, the guys closer to the feeding station are getting hungry faster, so... Now it's going to be you. Oh, no, you. Okay. Oh, God. Oh, come on, guys. You barely even gave me a chance there. Oop. Yeah, like, I swear that it's variable how quickly they want to be fed. Because this guy keeps, like... going off and then instantly just regretting it. And yeah, well, I gotta feed these ones. These ones are the ones that are gonna be more pissed at me. I have to start prioritizing the ones that are more angry. There we go. Yep, well. But yeah, I swear it's variable how long they do that, because like sometimes it feels like they take longer to do it and it's more lenient, but sometimes it's like lightning fast. It's like they start shaking their head and within like a second they're like, nope, pissed at you now. So, golly gee willikers. I don't remember what we're referencing there, but there you go. We did 55. I mean, I'm okay with that. Like I said, if you can do all 100, you can get an iron vest, but I don't really see the point, because pretty soon you'll be able to get iron from chests and from enemy drops, so like, I mean, I guess the extra defense wouldn't hurt, but, excuse me, do you need it? No, not really. It's like, I mean, we're already doing pretty good just with bronze armor, and we're using the lowest level bronze armor. We're using bronze vests. Like, if we look at a bronze mail, I think it's probably just about as good as the, okay, well, it's slightly less good, 1813 versus 1612, so it's not quite as good as the iron vest, but it's definitely better than what we have on the bronze vest, unless you value the evasiveness a little higher, which, I mean, 13% evasiveness isn't too bad either, all things considered. Do you have the lowest defense? Yeah, you do, actually, so we'll give you the knee pad for now. Why not? Probably just sell it or disassemble it or something later, but, you know. Oh, I should probably save with my rest on my laurels for a little bit here. All right, so now there's two items I actually want to grab in the grounds, on the grounds of the manor before we go inside here. And that might mean running into some soldiers or spotlights here, but that's okay. Ain't worth the effort. Yeah, other than bragging rights, that's pretty much all it's worth, honestly. So, you'd rather dodge 100 lightning bolts. Yeah, at least you'd get like a valuable weapon out of that. I don't think I ever got any of the celestial weapons though in Final Fantasy X. They weren't really all that worth it, honestly. So, I mean, they were if you were doing the post game, but like, I wasn't doing the post game, so I didn't have that excuse. All right, so now to be bad at Metal Gear Solid for a little bit, because there's an item I'd like to get, and I don't remember where it is, but I think we have to like hug the wall or something in order to get it. So. And slap the shit. Beat him up. You know, if you're gonna bot in my chat, you could at least like leave a link to a website. There we go. Alright, well, we're getting our boosts again. The enemies here, if I remember correctly, drop tablets and capsules. Oh, good. One frame battle. That's great. I need the bonuses anyway, so I'll take it. But yeah, I think they drop tablets and capsules because, I mean, obviously you can't go back to get any healing items right now, so if they drop those, then if you're in trouble, you can just grab some of those items. Well, damn, Surge, that man might have had a family. Good thing we just knocked him unconscious. I don't actually know that for sure. Alright, Guile, why don't you finish that poor sod off? Not quite enough. I mean, okay, I'll keep going, I guess. Let's do another 2, and that might be enough to finish him. Yep. And then, you're a white innate. Have a Wanda in, friend. Check this magic trick. Where'd it go? It went right here! Ow! Jesus Christ, Guile. Yeah, that goes off of his magic power, so it's pretty strong, especially if he has the elemental advantage. Whew! That looked like it hurt. But yeah, the guys here give you quite a bit of money as well. As you can see, I'm getting 480 gold from that one fight, so that's not bad at all. Drop some photon rays for us. We get some bonuses. It's all good. And there was another guy. Surge didn't care. He just kept blasting. Oh, and that's, I think, a captain, if I remember correctly. Well, at least he's there for our bestiary now. Sergeant, so same difference. I'll let Guile handle that one. Let Surge take this guy down with physicals. Lena can take these guys down with 1, 2, 3 slap. Or maybe not. If she's going to miss her big attack. Maybe not. Yeah, I guess I can give it a shot anyway. I'll just Ice Lance him, see if that takes him out. If it doesn't, well, that's okay. Because we can just have Guile come in and finish up. He's got to be, like, pretty close, though. Yeah. And you are yellow innate, I think. Sorry, my screen just went night mode, so it's kind of hard to tell the difference right now between white innate and yellow innate. If this does like 100 damage, then he's white innate. I don't know. I think that's white innate. Pretty sure that was in that guy's lung. Yeah, he... Guile is not taking any prisoners. These guys are not coming back very easily. I mean, granted, it's a world where, you know, you could probably heal these injuries off with magic, but, like, holy hell. Oh, we got some copper out of them, though, so that's nice. So I guess the sergeants drop some copper if you need it. Yeah, I could swear there's an item around here somewhere. Nope, nope, that's the door. Maybe I should turn off night mode. Because I think now the soldiers are going to respawn, right? Maybe not. Yeah, I can't see a damn thing right now, if I'm quite honest, so. You know what I could do, though? Hold on. Let me just look at... I think he was yellow innate. Yeah, maybe it just did lots of damage because Guile has lots of magic, so. Here's what I'll do. Chrono... Cross FAQs. Go to my main man Shotgun Nova's FAQ over on GameFAQs. And, which one's the manor? D11. Because the thing about Shotgun Nova is that he also has some maps. They're ASCII maps, which means he drew them out of text, but they work effectively as a means of finding things, so... What am I looking for here? That's the bluffs. That's the manor key. It's right next to where we started, actually. Okay, so, whoop, hang on. Go back to my chat. There we go. Do you see a chest in the right side, middle of the wall? Yeah. Yep, so that's probably exactly what I just got. Nope. This is where it says it is on the thing, but it's up here, right? Ah, yeah, there it is. I see it. I just need to go around and go in somehow. So I'm feeling my way. There's got to be a way into this thing, right? Can't tell where I'm at. Hang on. Hang on. Let me fix this. Hold on. Nightlight, go away. There. That might make it a little easier to figure out how to get... I still don't know how to get in here, though. Oh, no, hang on. Maybe I do. I just need to go down and around, probably. Yeah, there we go. Okay. That's why I wanted to get it, though, because it's a turn blue spell. So now, not only do we have turn red, we also have turn blue, if we so need it. Turn red... Whoops. Turn red will be more useful than the rest of them, though, for us, so... There we go. Can probably turn the nightlight back on now, even though I can't see shit now. There's only one more screen where we need to worry about not being able to see shit. So. And I believe there's a chest up at the top here, but we're going to have to deal with some of the soldiers on our way. There are a couple of boss fights inside the manor itself, so don't worry about it if you're fighting battles out here, because you're back at the point where you can actually get some EXP out of all of this, so... Get some bonus levels out of it, you know. That being said, if you're still stuck with copper weapons, these fights might take quite a while to finish. I mean, there's 4 guys, and you at this point in the game, you mostly have to hit them one at a time, so it might take a little bit. I mean, I have Magma Bomb if I need it, but, you know. Nope, gonna lose my focus. We don't have access to Wanda in yet, so let's just Tutu. Take care of you. And then take out a 3rd guy by sending him to the hospital. Clean up on aisle 5. Alright, Surge, let's finish the job real quick. I was gonna say, brother, you're gonna have to hit those hits, or else we're not gonna finish the job. There you go. See, that's all you gotta do, just get a crit. Yeah, well, we haven't gotten our big boosts yet, so we'll know, like I said previously, we'll know when we get the big boost, but we haven't gotten it yet, so. Right, I think if I remember correctly, the other turn spell is over here, and this is the main gate, so if you had gone on the route of the guy that, and there's a turn yellow for you, there you go. Actually, that's useful in the next boss fight, now that I think about it. So I'm probably going to equip that real quick. I didn't use turn red in the last boss fight because there was multiple enemies, but in this next one it might be worth it to use turn yellow. And actually I can sort these, can't I? Yeah, I can. In color first, there we go. Alright, so, but yeah, in the next boss fight it might be worth it to use turn yellow because if I remember correctly they're green elements, so excuse me, might not be a bad idea to just have that so we can take care of that. And then the boss after that is blue element, so having turn red will help there too. Beyond that point, I think the final, there's 3 bosses in the manor, so it's got quite a few bosses. But the final boss of the manor, if I remember correctly, is dark element, black element. So you don't really have access to a turn white spell just yet, I don't think. It might be in the basement of the manor, but I could be wrong about that. Either way, if we do get access to it, I'm going to equip it, but if we don't, then, I mean, Surge is just going to have to clean house, that's all. I mean, he's got a steel weapon at this point, like, I think he'll be fine. So. I mean, what's my choices here? Kill a man with lava, or impale a man, or slap? I'm just going to slap the shit out of him. At least we know that. I'll just send him to the infirmary. The other stuff he might not come back from. And then we'll be in another trial like we were in Chrono Trigger. Show him your crits, Selena. Oh, man. Oh, that reminds me. I don't know why. Okay, there's the big boost right there, so that's good. Oh, and she got more magic. Good. Good, good. Got a little more strength. That's not bad either. Surge got more strength and more res. We always like more strength on Surge around here. That's helpful. I think I missed it. Hang on. Another chest that's hard for me to see. There it is. Just had to stare at the screen a little bit from, like, I had to like move up away from the microphone. Yeah, what's another trial to add to your record? Yeah, I mean, at this point, like, how many people have we murdered on our way up here, you know? Like, it's just like... Okay, well, another nail in the coffin. Already been to trial once. What's another one? Actually, we've been to trial twice, haven't we? Although the second one in Chrono Trigger was not for us. It was for Marley's father, if I remember correctly, right? Because her father was put on trial by the Chancellor? I forget. It's been a while. But I think that was what it was. Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, like, for offensive elements, usually the battles in this game, for me, don't last long enough to where I'm like, okay, I'm going to use, like, a whole bunch of spells. I mean, it's good that I have access to the buffs and stuff, but, like, I usually don't... If I need offense, I usually just use the character's personal skills, and usually that's enough. So... I mean, there are other cases where it's like, okay, the boss isn't the opposite element of your personal skill, so then it's like, okay, spell's worthwhile, but typically speaking, I usually just use their personal skills and I can get by, so. Heal up, a little more copper for us, that's always good. So yeah, if you couldn't make the bronze stuff before this, well, you can now, so. Did I do it correctly? I did. Okay, there's just a cutscene here. Ah. Well, looks like we didn't exactly need your help just yet, but hey, we might, so might be a good idea to keep following us. Alright. Inside the manor. Well, can't go that way. Can go this way. Maybe we can go the other way. Whoa! Okay, well, we're not going that way. I was gonna say, did that door just blink at me? It did. There's a little eyeball on that door. Okay, good to know. We can go this way. Alright, cool. Oh, no, we can't. There's something blocking the way. Oh, I guess we're going this way. This is locked. Yeah, I was gonna say, it's a little too easy this way, huh? Maybe it has something to do with the statue? Let's have a look. A knob with numbers. Well, I'm out of ideas, so let's turn it. Nice reflection in that entryway. Yeah, I kind of like that there's like, you can see the characters in the floor like a mirror. That's an interesting effect for a PS1 game, you know what I mean? Like, that's not... Usually you don't see stuff like that because that eats the bit rate of the game, but... Well... Not the bit rate, but the, that eats up some of the memory of the game, and it would make it a lot harder for the scene to render at the normal frame pace that the rest of the game plays at, but, you know. To the right, to the left. Well, to the right is the ones digit, so we'll put a 9 there. We gotta watch it rotate 9 times, but that's okay. And then this is the tens digit, so we'll do 6 and then 9, or as the case might be, 9 and then 6. Maybe I should have done 6 first, then 9. It wouldn't have been nice then, but maybe it would have worked! Meant in this game alone, you meant overall. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's fair. How many other trials have we had in other games? I don't remember. Have we been put on trial in other games? I feel like in Gothic we were put on trial, but it wasn't really a trial. They already knew what they were going to do to me. So, to be fair, if they wanted to put me on trial, they should have waited till Gothic 2. You know how many innocent people we killed in Gothic 2? But whatever. Well, listen, there wasn't anywhere else for us to go, so, I mean, I guess I could have checked the other snake statues. But this is where you're supposed to go anyway, so. Watch them till I get back. Okay, how's it going? I mean, listen, man, I got nothing else to do, so. Yeah, you gotta wait a minute, so. I guess we'll just hang out. How's everybody doing? And we could probably reach through these bars and, like, grab the key ring off of his, off of his armor or something. Alright, if you're gonna go, you might want to go now while his back is turned. Just saying. There we go. I guess I did it too early. Well, listen, there was no other way for us to go. I don't know what you expect. We're doing the best we can here, kid. And you're not exactly making a case for me to want to be walking around with you. Thanks. Oh, okay. Sure. She's a character. That's for certain. Oh, hello. Your buddy let me out. Blame him. Yeah, slip him 5 gold to get out. There you go. How's a little bribe money, sir? How do you feel about that? If you do have Kid in your party, by the way, there's actually a couple of halfway decent things that you can steal here in the manor. Well, I think it's really just one thing, honestly. There's a... the door that blinked at me actually has a halfway decent steal item, although I think it might be a rare steal, so it might not be worth it to try for it, but... if I remember correctly, they have a magnify spell that you can steal, which is kind of a lot for this point in the game, honestly. You can't equip it just yet, I don't think, because you don't have access to a level 4 spell slot. But yeah, if you could, hey, Magnify is pretty good. It increases the damage from your spells. So, actually, it might just be all elements, including text. So, wouldn't be a bad idea to have it. I don't know. I'm not really a big fan of stealing in this game, honestly. It might just be because I don't like Kid or, well, spoiler for later. I don't really like any of the characters that can steal items in terms of their character in this game, so... You know, there's 3 guys and there's 3 of us. Why not? Let's disguise ourselves. Yeah, well, they're a little tight, but the price was right. Glad I played that game recently. Now I can make that reference without forgetting it. Yes, sir. Oh, hello. Oh, uh-oh. Our disguise has been made a moot point, although I think it goes back on after this fight. I think it's just when you get into a fight, the disguise comes off, so... Anyway, there's 2 treasure chests. The Boxer Boys. You have 1 chance to get this right. And by 1 chance, I mean, I think unlimited chances, because if you get it wrong, you can just run away. Do we want little box or big box? What are we feeling? Anybody have any guesses, any bets? Which one do you think has the item in it? I'll let all of you decide if you decided in a timely fashion. Little box, big box. Which one holds the item? Conker says little box. Sephico, you still here? I mean, I'll let Conker be the arbiter here. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sephico is sleeping. Little box. Little box it is. I choose you. Boy, thank you. It's a good guess. Let's see what we got, shall we? I don't think it's fixed. I think it's random every time you fight them, though, so... 100 gold and an ice lance. Okay, well, that's not terrible. I don't think they give you any particularly good... yeah, see, there you go. The armor comes back on. Yeah, I don't think they give you any particularly good rewards. It's just kind of there, you know. Oh, no? Just keeping that treasure chest warm? Okay, well, we can't get into the sewer grate there. That would have been another nice way of getting in here, but... yeah, that's not an option for us, so... Alright, let's go this way first. Whoa, hello. I'm not slacking off either. I'm just napping. It's fine. If you need a nap, take a nap. I'm not going to tell you not to. That's a lot of enemies. More gobbledygooks. Alright, fair enough. It's too bad we don't have a hit all water element spell at the moment, because these will-o-wisps are also red and neat. Although I don't think they have a lot of HP, so it should be particularly easy to take them out. So, as a matter of fact, I can probably just do this and then take the other guy out with dash and slash. Gonna lose my focus, but I mean it's like 2 damage, so it's all good. Yeah, Magma Bomb won't really do a whole lot here because if they're red and 8, then they're not gonna take a whole lot of damage from it. So you're probably better off just 1 at a time, slapping them silly. So. Now, Lena, you're gonna have to do a little better than that. We won't have to worry too much about our accuracy problems soon enough, though. We'll be able to fix those a little bit more, so. At least for Lena, anyway. Guile will probably still have accuracy problems. But yeah, there you go. So he just hit all 3 of the enemies with his level 3 staff attack. Let's see how much Magma Bomb +1 does to them with his magic power. Why not? Oh, took that one guy out. Okay. I mean, that's pretty respectable, honestly. I'll take it. 2 people need healing. Lena's already got enough to heal, so Surge, you're up. That's 1. Will-O-Wisp must not have very much HP. Nope. Of course, if I'm using red elements on them, I'm kind of giving them a bit of an advantage, aren't I? Oh well. Oh wow, we got an antitoxinal cap from that guy. I didn't know it was a rare drop. Fair enough. So that'll prevent poison if you equip it. It's kind of like a helmet, basically. So it gives you the same stats as an ivory helmet, but it also prevents poison. The benefit I find out of it is that you can disassemble it into a nice item that you can use as a component later in order to, whatchamacallit, in order to make some of the ultimate equipment in the game. So blank to the right and blank to the left, huh? Glenn saved me. So Glenn will now go off screen and write down the code while we go grab this, the Dragoon's Honor. We'll talk to everybody else once I figure out the code real quick. Hold on. Matter of fact, let me equip that while I'm thinking about it. So the Dragoon's Honor, it gives you the same accuracy boost as the Silver Loop, but also it gives you a little extra attack and magic, so that will only serve to benefit Surge. So let's just give that to him real quick. You'll notice, by the way, that it switches strength and res there to attack and defense when it shows the boosts. I don't know why they do that, but basically it gives you +1 strength, +1 magic, if I remember correctly, and plus, what was it, like 2% evasion, or not evasion, accuracy? 87, 89, yeah. Yeah, 2%, so it's not a bad item. Surprisingly enough, those little stat boosts are some of the best ones that you can get in like the first half of the game, so it's it might not seem like much, but it's enough to make a difference, so excuse me. And let's give Lena the Silver Loop so that she can hit pretty accurately. We'll give her the knee pad as well. I guess I could have swapped those so that they look better. I don't know, I kind of, this is probably an OCD thing, but I kind of like it when, like, if you have 3 slots for stuff, the second slot has, like, less characters in it, and then the third slot has more. Is that weird? I feel like that's weird, right? Like, but does everybody kind of understand what I mean, though? Like, this one has less characters in the name of the item, and this one has more. It just looks, for some reason, for me, it looks more organized. I'm not sure why. Again, maybe that's just weird, and maybe that's just me. But there it is, so. Oh, good, the Will-O-Wisp didn't respawn. Perfect. Well, we're in the kitchen. Investigate what, sir? Okay, I don't think this is the correct room. Yeah, it looks like a sandwich. Yeah, so I think that might be what it is for me. It might be because it looks like a sandwich. It's just sort of, in my brain, it looks good, you know. All right, so Glenn will write the code down on the wall, I think. Is it on the wall here? Yeah, it is. So on the wall, this week's code. Okay, so we weren't too far off. I did the 9 first, but a 9 was in there. So it's 1 to the right and 9 to the left. So that's the code. And if we use that, once we get back up to the first floor, we can move on to the next section of the dungeon. So this place is going to split up into like 3 parts, basically. So this is the first part. And then once we get past the first door, the snake door up top, then it's the second part and then the third part. So. Oh, okay. So now that we know the code, it was what again? Hang on. 1 to the left, 1 to the right, 9 to the left. I'm going to have to write that down myself. Yeah, that's what I didn't know about the Devas, but I gleaned that he was Dario's brother. So, there's chest down here. A revive element. So there you go. Now if the character gets KO'd in battle, you can actually just revive them. It's not as simple as that, though, because if I remember correctly, revive is our first exclusive spell. I don't think anyone other than Surge can equip it, right? Nope, they're just going to let me equip it on Lena, so... Oh, she has access to a level 4 spell slot right now. Wow, okay. So if you did have Kid with you and you wanted to steal that Magnify element from the doors, well, you can, and it will probably be a pretty good thing to do there. Here's the recover all that I was mentioning before, by the way. So even at a level 1 spell, so it's at level 3 plus or minus 5, so you can stick it anywhere from level 1 to level 8. But it restores a pretty solid chunk of HP, so I'm just going to stick it on Surge's, let's see, let's do Cure here, because he had a Cure here, right? Yeah. Let's do Cure, we'll do Recover All, and then we'll stick Revive there as well. And that should be good for a while. I'm of the opinion that at a certain point in the game, it just feels like later on, you just get too many spell slots. Like, it feels like 4 or 5 per level is a good amount. Like, it feels like you don't need any more than that, you know? But a good chunk of characters end up with like 7 or 8 at level 1, which, I mean, it can help. If you're putting a whole bunch of turn spells on a single character, then there you go. But, you know. Yeah, 1 right, 9 left. There we go. Great short-term memory there. Yeah, I wasn't... definitely wasn't paying enough attention. Is it possible to guess it right on the first try and skip this portion? That's a good question. I'm not sure. I feel like they probably programmed it so you can't. Like, you just don't... Like, maybe there just is no code the first time you do it. And it just drops you. But, I mean, it's possible that you could guess it right the first time. So, I don't see why not. Yeah, revive them, so they get the boss stat boost, exactly. Oh, okay. And she was remodeling what? Oh. Wonder who this Lucia character is. Wonder if they gave her that name thinking of another mechanical genius from a previous game, and they're like, shit, we're using the same name again. We can't do it the same way as we did with Glenn. Quick, put another letter in there. What's he mumbling and dreaming about? He's not mumbling for me. This character does have an interesting little side story to him way later in the game, but it's like 4 lines of dialogue, so it's not even really a side story. I mean, I gotta imagine. It depends on how close everybody was to Dario. Alright, let's save real quick. There we go. Copy Chrono Trigger's homework, but don't make it too obvious. Yeah, lore bits. There you go. Just teeny tiny little chunks of lore. Splattered all over the walls here. I think I actually went the correct way the first time, because I think if I remember right, there's a dead end up on the first floor on the left side here because there was something blocking the passage. But the right side, I think, is how you get out of here, actually. So I do see that, yes. I just wanted to know what you were... Okay, cooking. Looks like he's chopping carrots or onions or something to that effect. Probably got to talk to this guy from back here. What kind of guest? Yeah, I mean, if monsters start showing up only after the guest shows up, it's pretty easy to put 2 and 2 together. Okay, fair enough. I mean, I didn't think 69 was all that random, but, you know. Okay. A spy, huh? I wonder who it could be. Maybe it's the dishwasher? Well, he's got to cook it 3 times in order to make sure all the flavor's sealed in. You know how it goes. Is there an item in here? Turn green. Yeah, it's a good thing I went and looked for that. I don't think we need that for a little while, though. I don't think there's any yellow element bosses until... Water Dragon Isle, I want to say. Which is a while from now, basically. Yeah, we found the vegan spell. There you go. It's the chef from the other Arnie. Yeah, actually, and that's kind of a funny thing that you mentioned that, because there was a male chef who had a similar accent who was working in Home Arnie. So now, apparently, he's here in this world, and the other person is in the one in Arnie in this world. So there you go. We're piecing things together a little bit. Just takes a little while, that's all. Another boxer. Oh, okay. Well, no boxer from there. Another turn black. This one's a boxer, though. We'll talk to the Harlequin sleeping on the couch in a moment. Where's your brother? Oh, your brother's right there. I didn't see both of you there. Alright, what are we doing this time? We doing... Oh, hang on. I picked Little Boxer again. Any thoughts? We going Little Box again? Cephiko says Big Boxer. Conquer, any thoughts? Conquer also says Big Boxer. Alright, we're alternating. Let's see what you got. Poke. Uh-oh. Well, we have been bamboozled. Run away! Yeah, you can just run away from this fight and then just retry it again as far as I'm aware. Unless they leave, in which case, well, you know, it's fine. If they do. I don't think... Really, the turn spells are the main things that I want around here. I don't particularly care about any of the other stuff, so... I suck at gacha. You know, honestly, same. I haven't really even played very much gacha anything, but, like... I remember how long it took me to get the Rich Ring in Digital Devil Saga, so and that was basically just gacha, except, you know, obviously I didn't pay any real money to get it. I just paid Maka out the nose. But, yeah, you know. You could fight these guys, by the way, to fill out your bestiary, but as far as I know, in this version of the game, there's no, like, reward for getting 100% bestiary, so there you go. Same here. It's just one of those things, you know. The luck happens in one place or another. It just sort of depends on the person. I'm going to keep going with Big Boxer, though. I don't know if it's explicitly, like, always Little Boxer for this fight, but I'm going to keep going with Big Boxer until we get it. Because I think it's random. I don't think it's, like, each battle has explicitly one. So... There we go. We got it. Yeah, so it is just completely random 50-50 when you do the fight. Thank you, sir. You won't be disappointed. Surely Big Boxer wouldn't fool you thrice. Fool me once, I'm mad. Fool me twice, how could you? Fool me 3 times and you're officially that guy. He was not officially that guy. He gave me an Electro Jolt. But yeah, see, like, the rewards are... They're okay. Nothing particularly special. Actually, I think Electro Jolt might be better than the one we could get in the shop right now. Let's see. Electro Jolt. No, that's the one from the shop, I'm pretty sure. Maybe Electro Bolt is the one that's the higher level of the two. But I don't know. I always get, like, a couple of them confused. Like, I get Electro Bolt and Electro Jolt confused, but I also get, like, Arrow Saucer, and there's one other one. I think it's Arrow Blaster. Or something like that. Well, actually, maybe that one I don't get too confused because I remember Arrow Blast from Pokemon Silver when Lugia would use it, and it's like, that's pretty powerful. So obviously that's the stronger of the two. So. Oh, okay. Sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt your beauty sleep. Wonder what her deal is. Oh, okay. I was going to go investigate the eyeball door, but sure, I'll fight a few more Will-O-Wisps. Why not? Imagine if the Big Boxer just decked you for 9,999 when you guessed wrong. This is Giorgio Armani shirt. Ask it, my dad, he knows. Well, fuck you. I know. I'm not supposed to reference JonTron anymore, but that quote lives rent-free in my head. It just does. There's nothing I can do about it. I ain't having that shit. Not time to send in the clown. No, not yet. The clown is later. Yeah, I don't know. I can't get away from that quote. It's just so mimetic. Like, it just lives there in my brain forever. Like, I can't get rid of it. I think it's because it was, like, it came in at a formative moment in my time on the internet, and it just got stuck. Like, that was it, so... do you fight me if I... Okay, whatever. Anyway. I was going to say, if I try to go in the door when your eyeball is closed, do you still fight me? I don't know, but we get to fight a door now. Door boss. More like door mini-boss. Portalgeist. But yeah, like I said, you can steal items from him, and since stealing in this game is actually really easy, because you could steal an item, and if you don't get what you want, you could just run away and then reset the fight and just keep doing that over and over again until you get the rare steal. But I think his rare steal is the magnify element, so If you want it, you could grab it. I'm a bigger fan of the opposite of Magnify, if you know what I mean, but yeah, we'll worry about that later. That's a buff that we probably won't get until the second half of the game, honestly, but... Excuse me. Well, this guy's putting up a fight, I'll tell you what. I mean, he's still standing after a surge volley, so that's something. Anti-green? Oh, no! What will I do? Yeah, well, we can't do anything about that. He is yellow, so we don't need to turn yellow, right? I think he's yellow. Again, Nightlight is back on, so... Slap the shit. I think if I remember correctly, after he takes a certain amount of damage or once he gets a couple of turns, he can summon enemies from the door. I forget, but I guess... I don't know if we're going to find out, honestly, because Wanda Inn might just murder him right here, so... You still like JonTron? Maybe you don't watch his new stuff, but that's not because of his run-ins with politics or ethics. I mean, it's just, you know... You live on the internet for long enough, you end up in shitty situations like that, and if you don't have good opinions, then those things just come out. Like, that's just how it works. If you're on the internet and you don't have good opinions about specific things, then they're gonna come out eventually. Like, you can't play around that stuff for long enough to just forever and ever never have them show up. So, like... Oh, there he goes. Okay. You know. Yeah, Diminish is the one that I'm talking about, yep. I'm a bigger fan of that one, personally, because physical attacks are usually just the way to go in this game, at least in my opinion, so... Oh no, we're pure carnivores now! He opens the door to Kingdom Hearts, and Ansem pops out. Hopefully, since it's at this point, it would be the Ansem that... Oh, okay, I don't have to heal that. I saw the green against... Oh, it's locked. Okay, well, I guess we're not getting in there. This does nothing. This does nothing. Hi there. Okay, I will. Thanks for letting me know. I think if I remember right, the doors that are locked here right now will be unlocked later on. So, yeah, if you can't get in them now, well, the manor will be a little more open to guests later. We'll just say that. I was going to say, hopefully it's the Billy Zane Ansem, if we're thinking of the time correctly. Although I think I mentioned it last time. The funny thing about Chrono Cross is that, like, this is the first out of 3 separate attempts over 4 years of Square Enix making a JRPG where the main character starts in an idyllic island setting and then ends up being transported to an alternate dimension. Like, we've already played Kingdom Hearts 1, so this is probably feeling a bit like deja vu. By the time we play Final Fantasy X, it'll be like, really? We're doing this again? And I'm curious as to why, you know, like, what I mean, I understand they like, a bunch of the high-end executives, oh, Kid must have beat these people up. A bunch of the high-end executives, from what I understand, is they took a whole bunch of, not a whole bunch, they took a vacation to the Southeast Asian islands, so, like, around Oceania, if I remember correctly, like Papua New Guinea and all that stuff. And it really was, like, a really valuable, positive experience for them, and that's good. And then they ended up just, like, making their next few games just really engaged with that experience that they had. It just seems weird to do it 3 times in a row, you know? But what do I know, right? So how's the looting and polluting going, Kid? Okay. So how do you expect us to get... Oh, okay. Later. She is not a particularly pleasant person to talk to right now. Maybe it has something to do with... Oh, okay, well. Maybe it has something to do with the fact that I brushed her off. Of course, she's not exactly making a case for me to want to be her friend now if she continues to do this, but, you know. Like, listen, if you're gonna do this, then why would I want to engage with you? You just end up looking toxic. A genie of the lamp! I don't remember this fight. But hello. Ow. Alright, well, I lost my focus, but that's fine. I can just 2 and then dash, so... Because it's not like you're going to have a turn anytime soon. Okay, well, that didn't kill, but that's okay. We have 2 iron weapons. We'll just weigh our options. And by that, I mean use our options against him. I probably shouldn't have done that because now Surge won't be able to heal after this fight. Of course, that's assuming I kill this guy right now, which I didn't. So fair play. Guile can build up element power, and then we can, you know, be able to heal. Man, this guy's got a bit of HP, doesn't he? I'll just keep whacking. Eventually we'll make it through to the other side. What happened to your genie friend? Is he not want to come out to play again, or? Guess not. Bonk. You gonna teabag that soldier? I don't think so. I don't remember if they have any items. I don't think they do, but... Oh, there you go. So... Okay, well, you got a brace from that guy. That might help. Island Isekai Fetish. Something like that. Okay, there's another turn red, so if you didn't get the one that was back in Arnie, I guess you could grab that one. So... Rub the vase the wrong way! You don't get 3 wishes, you get 3 deaths. I forget what these do. I think if I remember correctly, one of these is this is the hero's shield, if I remember correctly. And we don't have any use for the hero's shield on this file because the only character that can equip it was one of the mutually exclusive characters back in Termina that we did not take. So not Guile, he can't equip that one. But I think the other 2 are safe to take. I think. Yeah, this is just a bronze sword, so we could either sell that or disassemble it. And I think this one's safe to take. Yeah, this one's safe to take. So if you have the other character with you, you could always take this and get the hero shield out of it. So you don't get a bronze shield, you get the hero shield instead. But since I don't have that character, I'm just not even going to bother. It's fine. Was there something down here? No. I think it's just this and then the thing on the wall, actually. Boxer time. Again. Actually, there might be something in those gold vases directly above us there, so I'm going to go check those out before we move along here. Now, answer me these questions 3, wait a minute. Are we alternating again? Do we do Lil Box again? Conker says Lil Box this time. Fair enough. If it's random, my choice doesn't matter. So Conker's choice it is! Come on, Constitution Gem. Damn it. No 1% drop for me. I'm never going to live that down, I swear to God. I'm never going to let myself live that down. That has never happened. Like, so much happened in the Skies of Arcadia playthrough, and it feels like so long ago now, but I can remember it very vividly. Like, it just happened yesterday. And it's just like... A Constitution Gem, really? We're 2/3 of the way through the game, and you're gonna give me a ribbon for nothing? Yeah, alternate always. You gotta. You just gotta. I mean, it's like that logical fallacy. You know what I mean? It's like no, it's gotta be the alternate one. So, and I mean, I could alternate now within the same fight, but. Then it turns into gambler's fallacy, where it's like, no, I got to keep hitting this one, because surely, eventually, law of averages will save me, and this one will be the correct one, you know. When did it happen? We were in the Dark Rift, just going through. It was the 11th stream, if I remember correctly. We were in the 10th or 11th, I don't remember which one, but we were in the Dark Rift, going through the first time you go through on your way to Yafutoma the first time, and I was just chatting. I don't even remember what the subject was, but it was something that I was like getting real deep into. I think I like saved something like that happened either during that day or like I just had a subject that I was going to talk about while we were going through the dungeon. And it just popped up and I had to like stop and do like a triple take. I was like, no way. No way. No way. And it just was there and I'm like, really? You're just gonna give this to me. I mean, thank you. That's really generous, but not really what I expected. So we ended up like, I think if I remember right, at that point I had already figured out like, okay, this is the equipment I'm gonna put on everybody at the end of the game, and then I had to adjust it because I had 2 ribbons. It's just like, okay, well, I mean, I'll take 2 ribbons, that's cool, but didn't really expect to be in this situation right now. So 90% of gamblers quit before they hit the right boxer. Yeah, it was in fact 2 years ago. Yeah, so I think it was 2 years ago. 2022, I want to say, was when we did the Skies of Arcadia playthrough. Might have been, was it a little longer than that? I don't remember. I could look it up while I'm sitting here just mindlessly whacking boxes. So, hang on, let me see. Skies of Arcadia. I like it now. Every time I open up my playlists on YouTube, there's just a little sfeel looking back at me because I favorited that video that I posted in the server, the Pokemon Earth thing. Yeah, May 31st, 2022 was stream number 11, Deep Dark Galaxy. Is dreading how long ago it was when it feels recent. Yeah, honestly, like, I mean, time is just a construct, right? Like, it just, but certain times it just feels like, as I've gone forward in time, that whole, I don't know if it was a metaphor or if it was like a statistical thing, where it's like each year of your life, it feels like it's going faster because it's less, 1 year is less of your lifespan. I don't know if that makes any sense, but like when you're 4, a year feels like a long time because it's a quarter of your life, but like now I'm 33 and it's like this is 1/33 of my life. So like it doesn't feel like quite as long of a time, I guess. I don't know. Actually, another thing that now that I'm mentioning Skies of Arcadia, I might as well talk about this too, because I was thinking about this a little while ago. I was looking back at I was doing like some spring cleaning, I guess, on some of the files that I have in my Google Docs, and I found the story that I wrote during the Skies of Arcadia playthrough for Tale Foundry, because they used to have these live streams where they would do writing prompts, and then they would read the writing prompts and they would give like feedback on the stuff. And I found the story that I wrote for them and I said, oh, I wonder what happened to those guys. Are they still doing writing prompts? I checked, and no, they are not still doing writing prompts. They, as far as I'm aware, deleted all of the previous streams where they were doing writing prompt readings. I don't know what happened, but they're gone. And if I remember correctly, I think I might have linked to the one where they read mine in one of the Skies of Arcadia descriptions, and it's just gone now as far as I'm aware. So I don't know, maybe I'll post the short story in the server so that everybody could read it. The prompt for it was basically that the phrase "don't you dare" had to be the motivation or the impetus for the main drive of the story. But it was a short story, so you only had like 350 words to actually make that work. So, and I think that was why I liked it, was because it was just like, it's a writing prompt, but it's only 350 words. So like, obviously you have to mince and cut things down in order to get it right, but it wasn't a long thing, so you could just work at it for like an hour or two a day for a couple of days, and then it would be done, and then you could just move on with your day, you know what I mean? So you didn't have to really worry about that stuff. So we're still on this fight? Yep, yeah, the fail streak record. I didn't count how many that was, honestly. And it was just another Iceland, so it really wasn't worth all that extra time we just spent on it. Be funny if there was a pity reward for 10 in a row. Just an ultra rare drop. That would be pretty funny, actually, yeah. There is nothing over here. So since that fight took goddamn forever, I'm just going to go back to the save point, honestly. Like, oh, the guys are gone. Okay, well. Okay, he doesn't know that I'm here. So yeah, since that fight took damn near forever to finish up, we can grab the other treasure over there, but if we go to grab it, well, we're going to have to wait a little bit before we can save again. So it's not very long. I'll just tell you, it's a mini-boss that we're going to have to fight. The first of a few here in Viper Manor. But we'll finish all of that mess out. I have 6,500 gold already. Holy hell. We'll finish all of that mess out on the next episode of Chrono Cross, the Stream Edition, which will be happening on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. I thought we would be a little further than we actually are, but I'm taking my sweet time with this project for now, I guess. And I mean, I think that's partially because of the fact that I don't have like a full recollection of going through all these places, so I don't fully remember where to go. But I don't know. It might lend a more authentic air to the whole thing, for all I care. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Either way, we'll be back, and we will continue, like I said, on Wednesday. So thank you for watching, everybody. I appreciate you coming out to Twitch and YouTube to check out the stream, and I'll see all of you on the next one, which, as I said, will be on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Until then, everybody, take care, and have a good one. Let me look back up real quick here. Excuse me. 1 right, 9 left. There. That was for me, so now I can listen to the end of the stream, and I can write that in my notes.